Hello everyone! For all of you who are currently already joining me, I would like to welcome you to the channel. I'm ACryInShame. I will be your host this evening for some Shroud of the Avatar fun. Currently in the middle of doing a bit of setup, but I thought I'd at least turn over to you guys actually seeing and talking to me, so that while I'm doing this, wouldn't you guys just staring at a screen listening to music, you can actually sit there and talk to me and back and forth and do some banter if you wanted to. Good old-fashioned banter. What's all this? Oh, there's an update? Update to my, my bot. Me robot's got an update, so I gotta worry about that later on today. Well, I'll probably do it after the stream. I'll sit there and, like, close everything down, hit the update button, let it do its thing. Alright. Bot's updated. Goals are updated. So everything looks good. Can wait for a Shroud to load up and work and do some XP grinding and whatnots. Is it loading? Hear the music change. to be kind of working. Oh, might be a second. It's a little frozen at the moment. That's the one downfall with playing Shroud, is that I think it's not the best graphics in the world, but beyond it not being the best graphics, it's also the case of it's kind of like Minecraft in a sense, where like the rendering is just not up to par when it comes to performance, and so there's a lot of loading issues. Let me see if I can do this. Come on, work with me here. Who was that command? Maybe. Yeah. No. Ah, there we go. Okay, we're good. And we're good. It's been a while, can you tell? Loading up. This is my secondary character I'm going to load into. We're going to go ahead and hit up the Oracle, get our free gold for the day, get our free experience for the day, and then we're going to switch over to my main character. We're going to get the free gold, free experience, and then we're going to do some questing. Because I want to complete... I did the 3 main quests, the one of courage, the one of love, and the one of truth. And after completing those 3... there's now an Oracle quest that I have to do, and it's kind of a bit of traveling everywhere. So I think this is a good one to like stream. I probably should have streamed all of them because they're all pretty good content. But I didn't know what I was doing in the other ones, like at all. So what I want to end up doing is streaming the other 3 with my alt character next week. Since next week I should be open on Friday and Saturday, so I might be able to stream on both days or end up recording one of those days. We'll find out. Don't mind me, I'm just getting my my drink on. Alright, so I'm in the Oracle thing already because I set my alts right here. Do the test, say yes, get your gold, get your... and normally it's 500 experience, but right now we're doing 2 times experience here in Shroud of the Avatar. There's some more lag. This area's got too much stuff in it. Like, where I am right now, with my alt character, he's sitting in the middle of a town, and the particular town has got like a lot of crap in it, so it's always trying to load all the crap. So it's always laggy. The player-owned town, so they just put too much stuff in it. Alright. Now 4... boop. Log in. Howdy ho, Peter. How's it going? It's probably late, a little late for you, isn't it? It's 10 o'clock here. You're probably like 2, 3 in the morning for you. Always nice to see you in chat, though. Always nice to see you in stream. Loading in my main character. Grab some monies and some experience. And we're going to go questing. So probably should jump in chat to my my guild and see what's up. I'm doing pretty good. Today I actually ran so I've done something today that I've never done in my entire life, which was run a 5K, and my legs hurt a lot. Like, it's killing me. 3 a.m. there. Ah, yeah, see? Somewhere on there. It's a good, like, 5-hour difference between us. Yeah, my legs are killing me. This is bad. What was I doing? That's what I wanted to pull up. I don't remember what I was doing. Oh, getting a little lag here. Alright, I know where I am. Okay. I'm in town. So in Shroud of the Avatar, you get a login bonus. Come on, catch up with me here. Yeah, there you go. Everything's loading. So stuff like loading around me. Up here is our Oracle station, right up there. When you enter Ordinus Mortis, you'll end up on the bridge right here. Yeah, it is not. They're doing a lot of updates with like performance and stuff, but I just don't think they're up to par yet. I've walked a 25k. Whatever thought of it. Thought of running a 5k. Yeah, basically what happened was I was running a 5k, and what ended up happening was about 1/3 of the way through, so here's the best way to describe it. In the 5k, there's different stations, and there's 2 time stations that tell you like how long you've been running. When you get to that station, like as you're passing that station, you'll see how much time you were on, and then you have the finish line that has the final time for your crossing the finish line. And so I crossed the first station, like there are 1/3 marks. The first station I crossed in 15 minutes. The second station I crossed at 32 minutes. So I kept about a 15-minute pace, more or less, for the first, 2/3 of the race. And then that last third of the race, dude, I crossed the finish line at 57 minutes. So it took me the same length of time to do the first 2/3 to finish that final third. It was really bad. My legs just couldn't keep up with that pace the entire time. It just wasn't happening. I was like dragging along that last third. Or the path. I never read those. I probably should. Because when you do your test, you're asked about your 3 virtues, which is courage, truth, and love. And my truth virtue is crap. So I should always say no when it shows truth, but I keep not reading it and just hitting yes. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? Text or something? Someone text me? No. Okay. So, we need to do some venturing about. We need to unlock and read the Dire Prophecy. We need to go to get the Vermilion. We need the Granus Colossus to get the Vermilion Lens. And we go to the Boros Colossus to get the Cerulean Lens. So we need to get these different lenses that we need to use to then combine together to read this book. Got a bunch of hidden information in it to complete this quest. And the first one I did was the Love Colossus with Susquehanna. That was an easy one. You just gotta find your way up to the Colossus because it's like on a mountain top. You gotta find your way around to go up the side and across some bridges and get to it. And then you gotta wait till the shadow of the Colossus passes over the shrine, and then you open the shrine to get the lens. That was a pretty easy one. I don't know if the other ones are activated the same way or not. I suspect not, but I don't know for sure. But there's a lot of puzzles in this game, so kind of just gotta wing it and see what's going on. See how it works out. Right, there we go. Alright, so I know where one of the Colossuses... I think it's Colossi. There's so much lag. Alright, so... it is very obvious that I need to turn down my shadows to nothing. I turned them on because, like I said, you need to wait for the shadow of Susquehanna Colossus to pass over the shrine, and with the shadows off, I didn't know where her shadow was. So I had to turn on the shadows for that. But the shadow rendering and stuff just isn't all that good. And despite the fact that I have this like down to nothing, still... It's gonna take a second, but like it's not really set to be the most efficient use of resources on your computer. And there's like a memory leak too, so the game's still The game still needs some work. I'm not trying to like shit on the game or anything. I love the game. I do. I really do enjoy the game. It needs work, and I'm waiting for them to finish the work so that I can properly enjoy the game and all its greatness without like having to buy 30 gigs of RAM and the highest quality graphics card to run the game when I don't need any of that to run Skyrim. Like, why? What's going on here, huh? Something ain't right here that I can run Skyrim perfectly fine, but I'm having trouble running Shroud of the Avatar. For those of you who are curious, I'm actually drinking Hawaiian Punch. I don't know if you guys have it out there overseas, but picked some up at the grocery store today. Alright, so that should be running better. Still a bit of hiccups here and there, but should run better. And the thing is, even though it's on like the fastest graphics, it doesn't look bad at all. It still looks really good. It's not like the highest quality super graphics or anything, but it's what the game is made for. It's made that old style gaming. I'm not uploading everything separate as well. Let me move this over actually. Come on. What just happened? Alrighty then. Good times. Doing good today. Did it boot me out of the game? Network congestion caused disconnection from game service. So basically, what happened there seems like there's a lot going on in the network that caused it to crash. Oh wow, I'm gonna log in queue? Even if it's only a really short time. It is a busy night. Did I miss something? Something going on tonight that I don't know about? Is there events going on? Probably jump in team speak with my guildmates and see what going on. Give me 1 second.
I haven't figured out stream following yet.
Your channel was edited.
You don't want to do that anyway.
Oh, cool. So, hello everyone
Who
on
marked
stream.
it streaming?
I'm gonna go ahead
I did.
and set something.
No.
1 minute.
Sound muted.
Alright, so I'm gonna jump in chat with my guild mates, so you're gonna hear them as well. I'll go ahead and make sure that it's set back and forth, so when I talk to you guys, I can mute them real quick and not be an issue. But yeah, it's always good to chat with them. Alright, heading back on.
Sound resumed.
So I wanted to chat with my the streaming guys before I really got into everything. But yeah, I can go ahead and send you my link. As soon as my computer wants to work with me here.
Alright, back to the combos, I think.
Alright, I threw it in chat. This is the Cost Ruins, and then right up here, over here, is it? Colossus. Brandis Colossus.
Click this button.
Right over there. Right over there is where I need to go. That's where we're going today. Yeah, it was muted. I see. It's been so long since I've heard that annoying sound muted and sound resumed from TS. And I missed that at all. Yeah. But yeah, we work on TeamSpeak with the.
Oh, I've seen your
channel.
stuff before, actually.
You know me. Oh man.
How's it going?
I'm currently running the Oracle quests for the main line.
Oh, which one you doing?
Follow.
Are you
Hey,
actually
Agent.
doing the Oracle one, or?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Hey,
It looks
Agent,
like
thank
he's
you for
heading to
following.
Grannis
Appreciate it.
Colossus. There's a lot of different zones you have to go to for that, Agent.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm doing Grannis Colossus. I did Susquehanna Colossus already, and then I need to actually find the last Colossus because I have no idea where it's located.
Boreas, it's down by its center.
Okay.
She missed the Master ad questing.
Only by sheer virtue of having done it that many times. And how many people I've shoehorned through the path of the Oracle.
All right.
So if you were to time it, how long does it normally take to do that one?
It took me 7 hours to do
Oh my
all
God.
three paths and the path of the Oracle on 2 accounts in unison.
7 hours. I think I'm up to like 16 hours, so...
But it's 7 hours is knowing exactly where to go, is the point. And,
being able
Time to
kill
follow?
stuff,
and
getting,
yeah, I mean, at the point where
lag
any
from
of
the
the combat
followers.
is just trivial, you know. I
Hey,
mean, that,
Sales 101. Thank you
not
for the
that
follow.
combat
Appreciate
in
it.
the
Follows
paths
always
is
helpful.
hard. In the Path of the Oracle, you will need to be able
Probably
to
turn them down just a
kill
little
some
bit
stuff,
if I
but
can.
unfortunately,
There we
you
go.
use a group for that.
Hopefully my voice is louder than their voice, so that when I'm talking, even though they're talking, I should be able to hear me better or louder than them.
I'm in Samuel, meet Samuel.
Theoretically, anyway. Let me know if it's too low or anything. Dryad. Are you kidding me, you damn Timberwolf? I ain't got time for your shit. I got time for you! Seems like I should be able to kill... No. Kill these guys pretty quick, but the freaking archer there is gonna kick my ass. Alright, let me do dodge, evade, ping, drop dexterity with a blinding shot, and then do an actual blind spell. There, now your dexterity should be diddly shit, and boom, done. Yeah, these archers just destroy my health anymore. I don't know what they changed in the calculations of damage, but archers are destructive now. They just eat my health.
I'm trying to figure out why, for whatever reason, I've switched back and forth
Should be good now. Yeah, let me know if any of the
Crime,
sounds are a
what's
little
your
weird.
graphics?
I put them down to the absolute lowest because performance is just terrible.
Okay.
But even though they're on the lowest, it actually still looks pretty good, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm gonna pin them down. Come on, pin. Thank you.
Arca, are you in here?
He is not.
Well, that's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, he was AFK in the other channel down there.
Well, he's down in bunny fun, but yeah, okay.
They're going back. Take him down. I think good archers, you can really that got me pinned. Stun me. Come on, pin, please. Thank you. Axes count as a blunt skill tree. And so there's a lot of stuns and stuff. He's wielding an axe, so he's definitely in that skill tree. And has those kind of abilities to do stuns.
Alright, I need me a siege.
There's one right outside of town.
On which town?
Do you kill
Outside of
everything,
our
or
town.
only
There's like one right
specific
there.
ones?
No, I kill everything.
One of the
I have
POTs
requested kill
south of
all
Britannia
the
has
bosses
a
first.
siege when I left. Bodies here.
Wander,
Cotton.
which one do you need?
Was iron there? Yeah, some iron there too. I don't need iron or anything, but it's always
It
good to
says
pick up some
Tema,
iron.
Nafas, Avera, and Corpus.
Well, if you want to comp, you're more than welcome to.
I basically have the rest of this week to complete this quest line because I want to get this experience boost on it. The main quest line gives you, I think, like 50,000 experience, and so with double experience, it gives you 100,000. So it's like,
You and Archer.
Good to grab
playing
that.
Those Cabalists, yeah.
let's see,
Who,
where's-
me?
I think it over
No.
there.
Yeah. No.
Oh, I am an archer, yes.
Yeah,
I am
I was just-
spears. And
I
then
wonder if
I
I can-
convert to archery because, you know, you just have to.
Well,
Really?
Avara.
Well, it didn't work.
And Avara, yes.
Because that's the only one left. I
And,
see
ooh,
that
I
one
got
spot, I don't
like
even
all the
bother, I
health.
just leave.
Is he green to me or what? Like, what was that? Like,
Don't you
did I
have
crit
archery,
on
though?
him or something?
Not anymore.
I was running towards where you
Oh, you got
were.
rid of
Why
it?
did you run away?
I was
already
only
Yeah,
took
this is
using it
basic
for
hit. They're only 100 health. Yeah,
Avara
these
or
guys are
dragons.
nothing.
And
Why are
when
these
they
guys in
changed
level
it so I could
5
do
area?
dragons with magic again.
This is tier
I thought,
5 zone,
That's like
but they're
30
nothing.
million XP in a tree that I
Oh,
never
another
do
one.
anything with. So
So I didn't do that.
Here we go. Here's a guy who's
I
got some
only
health
took
on him.
certain
He's got
things to
400
eat.
health.
And it's
Oh, there's some
plenty
more
to
of
do.
them. I'm
I
still
mean,
just doing
suppose
basic
if I
attack on
have
him.
the XP, I could just train it all to
6 here.
80 just for that, but I haven't.
I
And
can
I
really change
only
around
picked
my
certain
skills,
things to
honestly.
eat. So I kept all my
More
XP
fitting
low
to how
on
I
that.
play. Come on, target, please. Thank you.
So like, I think most things are at like 40.
Shot. Okay. Stun. I'm still in the same
it just
zone.
bothers me. Like,
Are
it's
you
like
guys-
if I'm gonna have, if I'm gonna train a weapon, I must grandmaster it all.
I know.
The AI is.
I
They're still
know.
working on the
And
AI
the thing
too.
is, I've
There's a
told
lot.
myself,
This
I had
game
all
is
of
still
Range Tree
being
at
worked
GM,
on.
some of it at 120, and then I untrained it.
So
And then I had it all at GM again, and then I untrained it.
once again, let me
And I
know
had it
if
all at GM again, and I untrained it, and I'm
if
just
the
really
guild chat
hesitant
is a little
to
louder
touch it
than
anymore.
like if it's
Take some of it. To
annoying
80.
or
80 is like so
can't
little
hear me
cost.
properly or anything,
I know.
so I can change it. 'Cause it should be
And
set
my-
to where they're
My
soft,
OCD doesn't
like they.
like that.
You should be able to hear them when I'm
I
talking, but
understand. I'm in the same
they
boat,
shouldn't
but I
be
learned to kinda
over my
let it go.
voice. You should be able to hear me a lot clearer than you can hear them.
All right, let me see who's in what.
About half health here. Good, down.
Okay, then just let me know. I can teleport when you're ready.
Kills
YLB.
got 3. I'm not doing that one.
Okay. Oh, there's respawn. Really? Are you kidding me?
Can you heal?
Heal potion, please.
Damn.
And they're archers too. I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
I mean, I can
What
try.
the hell?
If
That is
you're
all
depending on that, you're gonna be.
Are you kidding
well,
me?
You're a mage. You've got the end, but I don't know.
It is
how your
all
life
spawned
travels.
out of nowhere. I just cleared the area and
It's
4
Temna.
archers spawn.
That's
Fucking
the
kidding
one
me?
that gets you.
Because he shoots you.
Yeah, I
I
crit
got
so
healing
high.
grace to 45,
That's bullshit.
healing burst to 51,
I think it's
healing
kind of
rate
like I'm
to
dead.
71. Healing
Lovely.
touch to
No, it's fine.
Yeah, you're probably hard enough to keep me.
Where's the Ankh?
It's better than not having a healer,
Where
I
is the
suppose.
closest Ankh?
Yeah.
Over there.
Cool.
Your chat's a little loud. You were louder. About
Are you in
70%
party,
lower
or
might
are
be
you-
good. Alright, I can do that.
See. I'm in multi.
How's that? Is that better? Sean Butts, thank you for the follow. I always appreciate good follows. Thank you for joining me on today's little adventure and the BS that is being spawned on with 4 archers. 4 archers. What kind of crap is that?
But I do have to say, doing these
Someone
quests
like
tonight,
someone must have
giving
like
me a
just
lot of
came
experience.
through this area before I did.
Yeah, with the double, they're quite good.
We need to get
speaking of
we
that,
need
I
to get the
gotta check.
Colossus.
So when you're doing the sieges,
Oh, like just a little spawn thing. That's weird.
you get 3,000.
No. Okay. So
You get 6,000 XP
You're the archer.
when you turn in the quest item,
shit.
and you're
this.
also getting crafting XP.
Dodge.
Yeah, we were working this out.
Evade.
If you could do 4 sieges an hour,
I
so
need
you could
aid.
find another one within, it takes me like 9 minutes to
Dash.
play one, so giving
Be
myself
out.
6 minutes to.
Not gonna bother
to
fighting
find
them.
another
It's
one,
dumb.
I
It's a
could do
stupid
for an
idea.
hour, which would be nearly
Do I have to?
1,000
Are you
for
kidding
the
me?
double, and that was very, very tempting.
Ah,
It's not worth trying to
can't
fight
do
it
this
to
crap.
it.
This is bull.
So, where are you at?
I'm looking for a siege.
Like keep away.
You know what? We're gonna have to go.
I don't have the toughness for this. I can't take archer
Somebody must have
shots.
cleared Northwood.
They do like 50 hit, like 50 damage a shot. It just rips through my health. Like how am I supposed to get out of
Are
this?
all sieges the same, or are they
No, they're
depending on
different.
the location?
I don't know why they did the damage change. I really don't, and I really don't like it
There's
either.
2.
Light armor is like might as well not
There's
exist
Hill
because it
Siege.
doesn't do anything anymore.
And it used to be.
I'm honestly running around
Hill
naked.
Siege was more annoying because the engineers were archers, but now the engineers are archers.
Archers
and
just
all of
pierce
them.
through
So it's just a
everything.
different layout.
So I'm getting like no armor.
But
And
they're
now,
all the
now
same.
they're all archers.
Yeah, they're archers.
Can't solo
regardless, so-
this.
But the Hill Siege is still harder.
I
I'd
hard
much rather
already,
do
so
the other ones.
These are.
Because you
Not
can
that I
hide
shot
behind the trees with the
the way
archers.
past.
And in the Hill Siege, you can
Well,
fall off
so-
the bridges
Right.
I've done.
if you are not
I fought these guys
visually
before
aware. Sorry.
and didn't have this issue,
Hello.
and they changed the way combat
Yeah.
works to the point of
Yes, sir.
like archers do a lot more damage than they used to do, and that's terrible
What are you
because
His gold.
archer you can get hit with more archers than you can guys with axes and
I
stuff.
was right.
Why you said
So
60K in
by
my
having that happen, you end up hitting like six. I can get like 6 or 7 shots hit with me
what
from
recipe?
archers.
What recipe
But-
is worth 60k?
Like there's only so many groups of individuals like melee guys that can actually get to me, like surround me. We can have tons of archers from different ranges and stuff hitting you. So having a higher damage output
I'm not
from
paying
archers
60K
like
for
that,
No, the fast
it
three
it's
chaotic
is
are rarer,
deadly.
and I've seen
Like
those
you
going
need
for, like,
heavy
40,
armor, and that's
50K.
stupid.
60 is probably a push nowadays.
Because the
All of
skills
the
for
other
light
classes
armor
are
should be
fairly common
enough,
drops.
but from my experience, that isn't the case.
I'm sorry, what was that?
And being that I've used light armor since I started the
No, not
game
Scorpion.
and haven't had issues,
I need,
is
what is it, the chaotic?
it's disheartening.
Chaotic
It really
and
is.
Festering are the 2 rare ones.
It's the chaotic I
Okay.
need.
Okay, sorry then.
It's rather
Scorpion,
annoying.
I just have a
But-
couple that need one of those.
I could probably use train up some light armor as well. About 1,000,000 experience.
But okay, never mind.
Yeah, all the other recipes.
What if one of the guildies are available as well? Help me out. Hey guys, is anyone available to help me through the Granus Colossus? Because I'm having trouble fighting these guys.
Hey, streamer guy, aren't you in Granis?
Yes. That's the streamer guy who's asking.
Oh, so you're streaming, but you need help with your stream. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm actually I trying this like first gate in Granus Colossus, and I'm getting my ass handed to me.
All right, hang on. I'll come help you. We'll come help you.
I appreciate the assistance.
I come look. I don't know if I can help.
You can help.
You can stare directly at into their faces and see if it hears them. Yeah, see, my skills
good
aren't
XP.
as high as they should be. So it could just be the fact that just
My siege.
my skills aren't high enough to have light armor be where it should be. I did heavy armor for a little while. You can see like I trained up
God, this
all the
cold,
skills
man.
to
I feel all
base.
stuffy.
But 40 is not all that much. My range skill, however, I got 100 and 100 here. Right, this
I
up to
got
80.
a-
This is
guys,
70.
I
Like,
got a
I got those pretty
shield
far
for-
trained up.
from MMO.
So it could be
Stu
just a case
was four-story
of
with alcohol.
I need to train up my light armor
Nice.
skills to better match
I got,
my range skills
It was actually my lucky even
to actually
because
negate the sort of damage that I'm getting.
two unique
Let's see, let's
paintings.
look at the stats here. We have hey streamer guy, aren't you in that area too? So personal. Not everybody knows me by name. But like, alright, so evasion. At level 40 it's 6.6 damage avoidance.
All right,
But
agent.
then at 60 it's only 7.7. Congratulations, you're negating a damage. Like
Hold on a second.
it just doesn't seem to match. Dodge. Going from, see, that one's better. Combat dodge modifier from 23 to 30. That's more like a percentage almost. But that's only temporary. Then the actual one's like, you're talking like 2 points. So between the two of them, you're looking at like 3-point damage avoidance for an extra 20 levels on both.
Whenever you
It just doesn't add up.
donate enough, like 80k, however much people donated,
I'm gonna follow this guy in.
you get those items.
It's on his own, so I should be able to just follow him in. Show me thine
Stretchables.
secrets.
That's stretchables.
Show me thine
Yes,
secrets.
you'll get the items.
But that's gonna be.
Oh,
They
interesting.
just did one for 51.
Yeah, they're usually a couple of
I'm
races
gonna get my
behind.
ass handed to me again with these data
They're usually a
marchers.
couple of races behind.
Especially when you get all the stuff like the Dark Star stuff. They need time to make it.
This.
Well, I'm happy because they wrote to me from the support that this shield, the triangle shield, you need to put it in the bank. Yeah.
Better
I did
potions
read
too,
it
actually.
After an hour or something. Then I took and destroyed the shield and put it on 2 different kinds of it.
I'm piggybacking off this guy.
So fuck you, Borderlarian. They're a bunch of noobs.
Entering gear.
Well, I made a mistake. Yeah. What
Question.
about
There.
quality insurance?
Those health potions don't do diddly, man.
So what are you guys up to? Killing a lot of kobolds?
Stay your damn bow already.
You guys do?
Fight back.
We are going to Granus Colossus.
Doing.
Could just TP to
Help
me.
out our little streamer guy here.
I love how like it's just the streamer guy. Like, nope, no names, just the streamer guy. It's cool.
Okay, cried shame. Guy.
Can't see with all this damn foliage.
Actually, I just
Foliage,
noticed there's
foliage,
cheating in your name.
Yeah, it's I cry in shame, not
Crying.
crying shame.
It's a crying.
Going down.
Try engine is something
Yeah,
different.
dead. Just gotta wait for backup. It's fine.
Well,
Fine.
let's take the entire guild and go there. Yeah, but I can come if you really need that.
We don't, but you're more than welcome to come.
Yeah, okay, you take trust me an invite. but I just want to say I might be a little poor.
Well, hey, if you happen to also be on this quest line, feel free to also complete this quest with me.
Let's get his stuff there in a second.
My third death of the day.
Looks like
I don't
you
lose that much
GM'd
experience.
the healing spells.
I sure as hell didn't. Somebody else did.
I've GM'd a couple of them, not all of them. My name is not shit.
I'm not a healing.
Yeah.
I am not a healer. That's for shit sure. I think I do need to train up my light armor skills though to match up better. Either way, but like
I GM'd healing
in heavy
touch.
armor, right? So you have
Healing
inner
touch.
strength, which increases your strength by several points. Like I have 14 strength bonus if I use inner strength at level 40. 14 strength bonus. It gives you more health, so that immediately increases that.
Oh, those
You have
look
deflection, which decreases a percentage of damage resistance.
1 second.
Hard-headed decreases. This is an innate skill, so these are all innate. So you don't even have to activate these; these are just there. Endurance increases your strength, so you have
Yeah,
multiple
I
strength
know
increases.
side hurts, but I have a
You
lot of
have
practice.
absorb damage. At level 40, you're looking at 5 points of damage. At 60, you're only looking at 6 points of damage. Once again, not a huge thing there. Knight's Grace. The skill gains experience. Okay, it's special stations. Okay, removes
Man, you're, like,
stun.
touching
Oh, because you can remove stun effects like that. Okay. Valiant War. This is a new
By the way,
one.
what's my role?
This one is
11.
25% protection modifier for 20 seconds.
Is it because I'm in?
When used on a
We're
party
multiplayer.
member, apply the protective buff and splits damage between your party member and your. So that's kind of cool. You can guard another player and get a damage reduction to it. Yeah. 39 damage avoidance from glancing blow,
we're bowmen.
or 13 standard, 15 standards on the 2 points.
Who, me?
Heavy armor definitely looks like it's a better
General is- I'm not-
set than
I
doing
only
light
use
armor.
I have 15 gold, so I'm coming out. Right, Stu?
Are you here
I just
yet?
want to go ahead and do heavy armor
Going
instead.
to
I
rise.
advertise loading.
Oh, agents here. Stu Goss is here. You come around the corner.
ACryInShame journeyman teleport.
You're going to have a hard time seeing us because you're at the rise.
I see you guys.
Jeez.
Alright, since I couldn't do this solo, I brought some friends.
Hey, Cry, hang on. We got to wait for Kinnerol. He's porting all over the map.
I see that.
Easy. Teleportation. Enter by the Colossus now. Actually, that's isn't there with the circles? Yeah.
You want to invite this guy?
I'm gonna ask him if he wants to do it, because he was trying to do the same thing. He got pretty wiped out as well. We're getting our asses kicked in there.
I just invited him if he wants to come.
Here we go.
It's so beautiful here.
User left your channel.
Ooh, wait, it's not nighttime, is it? There's Nightshade right there, but if you harvest Nightshade at night, better for you. I probably should use my buffs
User
too.
left your channel.
That would have helped out a little bit. Keep forgetting that I have to use my buffs.
Hello.
That was weird. Just
Sorry
embrace.
for
Casting. I don't need Celestial Blessing. There's no fire or anything here. There's not really death or life magic going on in there. It's just gonna be. Just need my shield. My water elemental.
my role here.
Your role is to take
Two.
out all the archers.
Two.
Okay,
Yep.
boss.
And it failed to cast. No, it stopped casting. I need to do a charge cast. And cast. There we go. Alright. Like right over the vines here is where we gotta hit to get up and over. sturdy vines.
You gotta hit these.
Oh yeah, this I
am I hitting?
remember this place. This is not from there. So
Switch over to my arrows.
understand why you need help with this.
Yep.
They are pretty nasty.
There we go, much better. Individually, I can take these guys on, but the fact they all group up like that is just terrible. Come on. There we go. Free loots.
Fight for your right.
Oop. There we go, more spawns. There's actual fire damage now. Good, alright.
I want that.
I'll take that. And that. And that.
You can stay next to me and I'll buff you.
Do 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 do. Sealing Rain. Recasting Shield of Ice. And doing a buff cast of Air's Embrace.
That just doesn't sound right when you're streaming.
What if?
What's that?
What doesn't sound right?
Buffing somebody.
Oh, yeah, you know, just gotta do it in circular motions.
Oops. I'm sorry, I quit it there. Say something. Oh,
Got the boots of steel.
Oh yeah, this is fun.
Alright, so you know you guys want to go up this, right? That's poison down there at the bottom.
Oh, great platforming. I'm great at this.
Or you could be like Henry, just run across it, heal yourself.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Oh, I fell.
Please don't fall in. Oh,
Almost died. Thanks for the heals.
Make some
sorry,
changes. Oh, I didn't think you'd have an issue with that. Alright, let
It
me
looks
change
like you
my
can't
deck up.
skip one of those things, otherwise you automatically fall. That is a lot of arrows, bro.
Yeah, Peter. How many times I died in that episode? Oh, it's terrible.
cool. Black furs here. I might take this one. It costs so much to be an archer.
It does not.
Arrows are cheap, so not a big deal.
This build. Build are helpful and so nice people.
And I actually don't use rapid shot, so I don't use that many arrows.
Polite. Stu, he learned me. Right, Stu?
What's that?
Remove that jewelry. It sucks.
This'll work.
Good. Alright, cool.
Guys,
Far away now. Around the coast. Gotta go down.
You guys need one more.
Sure, if you want to come.
Yeah, we're open. Welcome to join. Is she gonna have trouble getting to us now that we're further in though?
Oh yeah, very much, very hard.
She will murder things. Call it names, steal their stuff.
Gotcha. So she has to teach me her ways.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I need help. Can somebody come escort me?
Yes.
No, that's just me that needs that. I think a big part of it is I need to kind of focus on my defensive skills and stuff.
Look at your buff now, ACryInShame.
Which buff?
The air embrace.
25. Nice. Yeah, it's definitely higher. I think mine is like 16, 20-ish. So yeah, 25 is definitely better. Oh,
So,
something I just realized is something I didn't do is eat food.
That, ability to take off looks of the armor.
With the patterns.
If you
The patterns?
like put an armor on another armor because you like the look of the other armor, they're
Yeah.
making something so you can take it off now without
They-
breaking the or without salvaging.
Oh, without salvaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that.
Oh,
last
that's
time.
coming next release.
Wow,
Talking
the
about
decoration.
removal of a pattern.
Yes, without salvaging.
I don't
Yes.
know about without salvaging. I heard something about it, but I don't know details.
No, they adding this the pattern remover as a new item you can get.
But not until next release.
Shroud of the Name Him Zark.
Which I wonder what that's going to cost because you're essentially
Hey, look, if we want to do Tharg Zark and
Wait.
Wark, we could totally do it again.
Yeah, I
we could
think it's gonna
totally
cost
run that.
a little penny.
Hey, we'll create a new character and we can do this.
The new shield.
You don't think it's worth a cottage?
Ooh, look at that. Look at that
well,
shield.
a pattern is, but I don't know if removing a pattern is worth it.
It's an awesome shield. I
Well,
like
remove it and
that
keep
that
it, I
shield.
think.
It's only a pattern, but I love the
It
shield.
depends on the cost of it. Because then you'd probably be better off buying the eternal pattern.
Me, Keo, and our brother used to run around World of Warcraft as 3 characters named Thark, Wark, and Zark.
Correct.
Well,
So,
here you can get the pattern
dude.
and the item
You've
back,
seen
so
my
you don't
new
have
shield?
to, lose the item.
jeez.
Then I just buy another one.
Yeah, and at that point, I'm ready to.
Oh, that was so bad.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, the
That
That was
durability
so
on-
bad.
The
And then it's
durability
cool
on the
looking
armor
shield.
is.
What shield is that?
That's in reference also to World of Warcraft when you could sap people if you were a rogue, so you like go invisible and just sap them.
I got
It was
closed
a
into the
really,
first,
really bad saying.
closed gate area again, so I'm gonna have to clear it before I can catch up.
Okay. We're just sitting here waiting for you.
The
I
jokes,
tried to run
the
through it
jokes
since
from
it broke
World of
before.
Warcraft are terrible.
I
Our guild
know,
name,
so-
our guild name in World of Warcraft was Horde Core Pwn Stars.
Sorry.
No lie, that was our guild. That's what we ran around as.
Yeah. Don't go there. There's enough people crying.
Ready to
The
continue
problem is,
on?
Whenever I come in here and these doors close, I forget which way I was trying to go.
How many are we bring in the entire guild?
I'm pretty sure it was Horde Core because we were all Horde members. I thought it was Horde. Was it R-E-D or R-D-E? Yeah, Horde. Horde Core.
I just really couldn't bear to go and
Pwn
solo
Stars.
grind more tonight.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was all a pun.
XP, right?
Everything's gotta be
That's why we're
punny.
doing sieges and people like going to do them.
No sieges. That's
Even my name is punny.
Stu, where did you go?
Oh, I went back to kind of help her move a little quicker.
Here's an email while we're waiting. I could look it up. Look it up in the armory. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see here. Dark Star. Dark
You
Star
have to get all the
stance.
loot.
Do flourish
I
weapon.
agree.
Even though I don't have a sword. This one. Flower leap.
Okay. Now I just have to get out here before it shuts me in again. Don't get distracted, Jim. Just proceed.
There's nothing in there anyway.
Oh my god, I just ran by a cotton bush.
Oh, 600.
Did it just spawn? Because I picked it. Coming to you.
It's up, but it's okay.
The Macarena.
Okay. Now, I have to not die on this poison. That's always fun.
Well, as the master of parkour that I am, I was able to make it, so I'm pretty sure that you'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I'm not good at parkour.
That's you. That was being, what's the word I'm looking for?
Facetious.
That one. That word.
Well, I'll help her.
Boop. 19 damage. That's it. Oh, there we go. 79 damage. That was better. It was a little disheartening there. I did like
Hey, shit.
19 damage to him.
Hello, meow.
Last hit was 43 damage.
Okay, now we have the reinforcement.
All right, ready to go, meow. Flower leap for the win. Yeah, exactly.
Time to power level some skills.
Teleport. All right, let's do buff and tough.
Jim, you actually have.
I don't want to do that one. I want to cancel. Yeah, go.
I have the entire Earth Tree GM.
That's a lot of jamming. You were one with the earth.
Sick.
I just closed.
It's a trap.
Oh, my guy's actually stuck. It like completely bugged out. I wonder if I can make the bug happen again so I can report it. Cause it seemed like if I were to hit a skill, charging it, then hit escape. No, that worked normally. I was expecting, actually. Kill the arch. No, why is it auto attacking? Don't auto attack. Auto attacking isn't bad, it just does a lot less damage, and since you're using arrows as an archer, you kind of want to do more charge attacks than you do.
Because you're soft.
Attacking.
You're
Right.
want your squishiness.
Healing grace.
They like to touch me there.
I touched the butt.
And you like to touch it.
I did. It was nice and soft. Oop. Oop. Down. So for those of you who have joined in, I am currently running the Oracle quest for the main line of quests, and we're currently at Grandis Colossus trying to get through all this,
Doors opening.
all these murderings
Get all the stuff.
to get to the Colossus itself.
What stuff? Was there anything on the ground? I didn't see that.
No,
shit.
but people weren't looting the bodies, and you have to loot the bodies because they have, rolling pins and cutting boards and things.
Rolling pins and cutting boards?
Yeah. It's the new good loot that they've added.
What do they do?
All of the, deco that you could previously only steal now drops off humanoids. So you get
Oh.
a bunch of jars and inkwells and crap.
Does it sell? Like, do people buy it or anything? Because,
No.
I personally I don't have a use for it.
Nobody does.
But it looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you're, someone who's care more about the way their house looks, it makes sense. But for me, I could care less.
You know that Shim knows what I care about the houses.
He's a minimalist. I went and I looked. His entire lot was just, wall-to-wall planting beds, a bank device, a mailbox, and a basement hatch. That was it.
That's all you need.
Now, I have more than that, mind you. I actually have a bed and stuff, and I have paintings and stuff on the walls. It's just, I don't do all the vials and cutting boards and whatnot.
You're so icy, Shim.
Icy, not icy.
Well, what's your dress? It's the ice dress, isn't it?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I'm wearing a skirt that's icy. Because I'm not using any ice skills.
Don't say
You
she's
must
traitor.
freeze with it.
No, just your looks. Very icy.
I mean, she'd only really be a traitor if she was, like, using, like, air spells instead of earth spells.
She loves the spells.
Kind of granola-ish. Where are all the mobs?
Dead.
Yeah, killed.
On the floor.
There's nobody here, though. There's no mobs. Did they reduce it?
Not that I'm aware of.
Here's the guy. Here's the oracle.
There's people poking. Kill them.
Powerful. I think there might be one.
Are you actually here for the quest thing?
Yes, I'm here for the quest.
Okay, it's back here.
Okay.
We need to get up on this wall thing. You can either jump, or you can walk around, depending on how well you jump.
I think I can jump there. Oh, no.
I'm just escorting the guy with the camera. Okay, this way. Click on this hatchy thing.
Hatchy thing. Okay. Oh, okay. I gotcha.
And then down here, there's this skeleton and a note you can read and whatever. But if you loot the skeleton, that's where you'll get the quest thing. And there'll be a piece of paper that tells you the locations of the other lens fragments.
That. Can you loot, please? There we go. Shard of the lens. Recipe lens.
Why are there other people here?
It's broken. The lens is
I
broken.
bet they're thrilled that our wrecking crew party just tore through.
Oh, that's what the coal was for. Any other shard? There's 3 shards of the lens.
Oh, push back.
So we have to go find the other shards then. Okay.
Yeah, the other shards are going to be... There's one in Epitaph, and I believe the other shard is in Oracle Colossus?
Yes. You gotta do the puzzle to get through it.
This is a quest that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends.
I call it Path of the Load Screen because I think I counted 58 scene changes to finish it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's probably about right. The amount of running around is incredible.
I think if I were to make a video about it, that's what I would call it. Path of the load screens.
Somebody needs to make a good guide on that, video guide on that.
That's one of the reasons why I'm doing it, so I know how to do it, so I can make a video on it.
It would be nice one that doesn't have all the extra
Garbage.
walking around and
Just edit it to the key
Unlocked.
piece.
Oh, yeah. No, like, you need to go to this place. Cut scene to that place. That kind of thing.
and for the love of God, have the map open.
No, what I would do, I would do
Maps.
overlays
Who
and
needs
stuff.
maps?
It's like most of the people that are, watching the video, they don't know where they're going.
It was
so-
Horde Core points. I knew it! I knew it!
Okay, I mean, is that what we came here to do, and now we're
That
doing
took
something else? Or are
that
we
took a
staying
long
and doing
time to
stuff,
find.
or
Yeah, it did take a little
I don't
while.
want to go grind by myself.
Alright. Yeah.
We can grind this. Or we could go.
Well, I was trying to complete this quest line before the 2 times XP goes away.
Yeah, it's definitely trying to worth doing with the double on.
But you know, do you get double crafting XP?
Yes, you
Yes,
do.
you do.
Oh yeah.
I
that's
reset
massive.
my quests on the last double XP event, and I got about 1.1 million producer for doing the whole main quest line. It
That's
was awesome.
I should do it, but I just can't get myself to go through it again.
Exactly.
I thought it was going to be really bad, and it was, but
What happens when your
Bad.
character has
It
been
really was.
so
but
inactive
I
they
figured,
don't even show
you know,
the armor?
because I was also going to do it on my alt, I would run Shim out to wherever I needed to go.
Well,
get the
you gotta
thing,
make sure,
teleport my
you
alt to
know,
Shim, have her
they
pick
didn't.
it up,
Someone didn't
and
like
then
log into your
kinda
account and
just
steal your
leapfrog
armor.
through the entire thing on both characters, and so I figured for both characters getting 1 million producers.
Granted,
it
for
was
my
worth my
character,
alt.
someone went in and stole my shit. It wouldn't matter because
Probably is.
my shit hadn't been updated since freaking.
For me, it's just sheer laziness.
What is that?
Well,
The Frost Throne, the Frozen Throne update, expansion. I hadn't. My armor's so bad. Someone were going to steal it, like, oh no,
nice to
someone
have
took my
minus
armor.
I had pretty bad int when I started, but I've got my Shroud all fixed up nice now to where it's adding +5 int, +5 strength, and +4.5 dex. I've still got to feed the beggar some more cheeseburgers to get the dex.
I have the
up to
foam
+5.
blizzard authenticate.
Oh, you can get all those to
Hmm.
+5?
Yeah, I'll send you.
Yep.
I'll put a screenshot of my Shroud into.
Oh, that would take me so much work, though.
Let's go see this
I mean,
note that we
all
picked
that
up. Let
stealing
me
I've
see
done.
that note.
Hey,
Ancient
if I can
Obsidian
be redeemed,
Dispatch.
You can be redeemed.
I don't know. I've been doing sieges
Major
for so long
Thorian,
now
once
that I'm
Commander
still-
Harrow, has been properly disciplined for his
Yes,
carelessness in
because
handling the
sieges
Titan's
will only
relic.
affect your courage.
You are
The
to
truth
have
is
a
that
trusted
says
carriers
that
deliver
it's
2
tanked
of the
all the way
pieces of the
down
relic to the
to the
following
way back.
locations.
It's bad.
Order headquarters, Legion base camp, Britannia. I don't know what that is. The third piece will be collected by Arian Benes, so the relic may
They
be
got posted that
reforged
screenshot on,
at Staten Hilt. You are to remain in place until he revives. General M. Corspic, Superior Lord of the West Reach Army, Obsidian Order.
Aggro
So-
boost.
Order,
That's
Yeah,
not-
order
that's
headquarters
the aggro
could
boost,
mean
it's the opposite of love is hate,
near
so hate, aggro.
Colossus.
I've got the
Ruins
love up to
near
4.5, but once
Blackblade
I get that to
Pass,
5,
Oracle
the aggro boost should
statue?
go away.
User
This
joined your
treasure
channel.
better be worth it. Sick of finding false
Oh,
leads.
5.
Paid too much in
5.
blood and treasure to stop now.
So what do I have
Set in
to do to get
Hilts,
my...
old obsidian
Then
ruins
my
there. I think
Shroud
there's a
consumed
forge
light,
still
like,
works.
Yes, it will.
Like-
I have to go to the
Unfortunately,
obsidian
yeah,
forge?
If you want the stats,
Can I die?
Ah,
No.
you've got to be kidding me. Wait, so I have to go to the obsidian forge to forge this damn thing?
But look how... Yes.
Wrath of Lich King.
yes, but if you walk in there by yourself, not in a party, you will trigger the quest version of Hilt Fortress. All the mobs are the same, so you'll have to be able to fight down there. But when you get to the bottom, there'll be a notice on screen saying the forge is under maintenance or whatever, and it just won't work for normal gear crafting, but it should have enough juice in it to be able to reforge the lens. And if you do it on the solo version, then you don't get the endless waves of crap.
Fire me.
Gotcha.
Wow, that's so lame.
Or you can go down with the full group and just, do it the normal way.
Fight your way through.
Murder hobo!
So are we gonna go and kill stuff? Because there's no more stuff to kill here. We killed it
Well,
all.
with this many people, we should probably
Oh,
go
squirrel.
someplace.
Hey, if you want
Oh,
to turn
yeah,
this into a grind fest, I'm okay with that.
You gotta tame the squirrel.
Murder all the
Well,
things.
I'm
To the
skinny.
rise?
We could do the rise.
No, I don't go in there.
Alright, where do you want to go? Or do you want to just stay here? There's not enough mobs here, though.
No,
There's not enough mobs
not
anywhere.
here. You go to Monkey Room.
I lose over 500,000 when I die. I'm not going anywhere that can happen.
Well, you have 120 GMs.
She's been working a little bit.
Just laying down fire because it's fun.
How about you guys in chat? Do you care if we
I mean,
do
with the
murder
group this
hoboing
size,
and
really,
do experience
it's not
grind
gonna be
versus doing
good
questing?
XP,
I can just change the name of
Unless we do
the
a-
stream.
A control point, but we don't have the right composition for that. We need a healer. We need somebody who can do...
No, we don't. I wouldn't go do that. We would die instantly.
I'm still kind of getting used to the damage resistance nerf, so I'm kind of tenuous on going and doing stuff that was iffy last release,
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of their changes because I feel like archers do way too much damage to me now.
I don't complain.
Well, I mean, I can wander off if you guys want to grind this with less people.
No,
Or I
you're
can-
fine.
Or I can take somebody with me and go do Kobold Funland.
What's Kobold's Funland?
I don't even really care about the XP actually.
Kobold Funland is where I go for XP and money.
That sounds fun.
But it's really not effective in more than a duo.
Gotcha.
And it's best with
User
one.
disconnected
Mandrake?
from your
Yeah,
channel.
solo I can attenuate there 1,000,000 an hour.
Is raw mandrake here? Oh, look at that.
But it's boring.
But it's very boring.
And then you gotta take all your gear, and if you don't, you gotta make sure you have an alt.
6, that's bad.
Alt can stand there and just grab the gear.
Nah, you don't need to do that. I'm a
You
nerd
just run
specialist.
next door.
Stand here.
No, I can carry 1,800 pounds. It takes me a good hour to
The
fill
entire
up.
order of the cavalry is
How can
down
you
here.
Hold 1,800 pounds.
Because I'm an earth mage.
I want to be an earth mage.
If you do melee, you should be an earth mage.
My capacity. I've got a capacity potion on, to be fair. But
Look, look at her health.
I've got as with
She
the
has
Earth specialist,
1,000
strength
hit
of Earth
points
buff,
and
has a
120
capacity boost,
grandmasters. What am I
and
rocking? I'm rocking
because of my attunement and
436.
everything else, I mean, I'm buffing to
I got 3.
anyway. I've got
120
grandmaster
grandmasters.
My capacity at the minute is 1,816 pounds, but it will go up to about 1,900.
1900
once it
carry
becomes full
weight.
daylight, because I'll get more strength in the daytime.
That would help a lot in carrying all that water.
So it takes me a while. Well, you're going Earth, aren't you? Aren't you?
I am going Earth.
So
So
when you get bigger,
much
you'll
craziness.
be able to carry all of it.
So much craziness. Alright. We need to do something.
Please help me.
Alright guys, we need to go do something, because I want to entertain my streamers.
Jim is already here. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Boom.
Let's go check. Can I check the world map from here?
Well, I mean, what do your streamers want to see? Is there
Well,
Yeah,
we
they're
can
your
either do
streamers,
some
you tell us where
experience.
to go.
We could do some experience grinding, or we can continue on with the quest. I don't. Not quite sure. With the double XP thing, I wanted to finish up the quest. And then I apparently got the I want to see death, destruction, and torching of bad places. So we can totally do some murder hoboing. That thing broke.
Please do.
I mean, do you
Your
want
armor
to clear a
broke.
siege or?
We could go clear a siege. That wouldn't be bad. That's a pretty good distance of experience and destruction.
Probably not with a party of 6, but the destruction, yes. Experience,
Yeah.
no.
Let's see. I want the vial.
Okay, I'll go find us a siege.
Murder hobos, murder hobo. I need some repairs. Also,
Alright,
apparently I need
log
some
out,
repairs
go
on my
back.
armor. Something's broken. That one's fine. That one's low. That one's super low. That one's low. That one's also low. What's broken?
Going to welcome to
Oh.
the Shroud of Outlander.
I forgot I
just
had
looked at the
that.
World map to go and find a siege, but I'm recalling because there's like no sieges up near Grannis, so I figured I'd go home and run up by Brittany. There's usually
So I'm
something
gonna
on
throw that
fire
in
over there.
there. Not removing from my inventory. I'm putting it in
So
here.
people are leaving.
Okay, could put it there.
Yep.
No,
Well,
well,
I'll
I'm
be
leaving
on
for my
your
main
way,
inventory.
waiting for you.
I need to put this away anyway.
gonna go
I should not have been holding that. That's a waste.
For helping you guys and
Yeah, that's a
so-
really big waste. I haven't used death magic in a while, so the fact that I got to the
Oh,
point of
everybody
being
needs
broken
tests.
kind of sucks.
Where do we find this?
It's an artifact.
It's
And
based
it's
on the star
beat the hell
cycle, so
now.
may or may not
I
be
have
up.
the soda deck.
That sucks.
I don't even have that quest. Where do I get that quest?
So let me go ahead and pull this
So you
up.
can just talk to like
Some basic
any of the
armor.
caretakers.
Epic.
And then when
Alright,
you
so
kill
tailoring
one,
should fix
it'll
that
come up,
one.
You need to go talk to ex caretaker.
Unlock
Summon
that
customer with
first.
a character.
Go to
And
Airy
prepare.
and talk to the caretaker there.
Can I do it at any of them because I'm closer
Well, I
to
have +4 legging, so
Yes.
I don't
you
mind
can
dropping
do it,
repair kits like
yes.
this.
Because killing is a stop.
Because this is... The armor that I'm wearing right now isn't all
That's
that good.
16,000
It's
XP
decent.
to
I think this is my best piece. My
four,
chest
which
plate
is
is actually pretty good. That Earth Attunement, though, I haven't really used Earth.
Chemna,
Strength,
Digno,
Earth Power.
Nephis, and
I used to do a
Avera.
lot of Earth and Death, and I haven't really
Or
done that in
maybe
a while, so
Fastest,
like
I
this...
can't remember.
This
Well,
armor
like I
set
said,
isn't
the
really
only
matched
thing
up with me
Avera I
anymore.
can't do on my own as a mage.
I need to
It's
get
just-
new
it's
armor set.
impossible.
Well, you just call me, I'll come do it with you.
My
So
bow
that's
is
why I
fine
figure if
though,
we're
the
gonna
extra
go siege
bonus
run,
and
I
strength
might
and
as well
stuff is
pick the quest
good.
and try to get it done if
Yeah,
that one
I
comes up.
agree.
Dexterity,
Fine.
tremor damage, Earth. Yeah, the Earth Attunement stuff, that's no longer
Is there
for
no
me.
quest share
I
thing?
don't do Earth
Button?
anymore.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah. No,
There's
no, there isn't.
no.
It's not
there's
bad to
no-
rock it, I just don't
But I'm
Just
walking
have
right
the
now.
quest.
I'm not focused on it.
I'm walking to Kiln to pick it up now.
So, definitely a case.
Okay, are we done?
We're done there.
We're gonna go do sieges.
Sieges.
Alright, so...
Fire that up.
I thought you said you want XP.
Yeah, but sieges is excitement. If I want
Okay.
XP, I can go get XP. That's, but I did that all day today, and I'm kind of,
So, Indigno and Nefario is an Airy.
I found that siege bot thing is kind
Wrong.
of like
I know.
40% accurate.
And right now... I
That's
think
bad
it's more
accuracy.
broken. I think it's been broken since, so... Did
Let's
somebody
see.
get my, flute of fleet working?
It's broke.
I know.
It's broke.
Makes me cry.
But it's working, isn't
Need
it?
this, not do that. I still have my other
Bruh.
air brace up. I don't need that one. Shield doesn't last that long. Like, I would like this buff to last longer.
I didn't notice it is broken.
It's broke.
All of them are broken.
Only like a minute and a half.
Well,
Very,
it is
very
working
sad.
as intended. That's what Chris said.
Well, then the intention is crap.
Are we ready to teleport to you?
Looking for a siege.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It looks like
Broad hand
Kiln
axe.
is under
They
siege.
said that I have
Alright,
them.
I'm headed there.
Oh, Kiln's a good
That's
one.
always under siege.
Kiln is always under siege, but I have to run through the siege to go and get the quest to do it. So
Cheers, Stu.
Sand with carcass. I'm still got plenty of weight too. I'm not worried about that. Cane chips.
Oh, well.
Norgard hand axe. I think those are patterns you can get off of those things too. Would be nice. Alright. Do crawl. Crawl would be nice.
do you know what's really weird?
Can we
It's
do-
like watching when we were fighting is watching
Cool.
my
What's
screen
this?
and then seeing on the stream from somebody else's point of view is weird.
It is weird. He's got to turn his graphics up.
I can't turn my graphics up because the performance on this game is terrible. I used to run it a lot better a year ago.
Yeah, they have to fix all that. The graphics do look like we're back in the 90s.
It is working as intended.
It's working as intended.
Teleport to Stu.
Yes, I'm going in. Right now.
Where is Stu?
Oh man,
Should
it's
see me in a
terrible.
second.
Shim?
I'm landing ground or Shim if she's.
Alright, so Stu Gotts is
I'm
in.
zoning into
She's
killing the town now to get the quest, and then I'll come back into the actual siege.
So zone to me in 1 second because I'm going into the siege.
Okay, boss. Yeah, I'll take a break for the non-stop stuff I already have done.
Okay, I'm here.
I time to
think
teleport.
I'm about to have, since the patch
There's
went-
Stu.
or the patch in Wednesday,
Stu Gotts. Oh, Oxnell's on. Oxnell's on the rise.
Nice.
He's in the rise killing shit. Oxnell's a good streamer too. He's a death mage. He's actually the individual that made me want to jump into death magic. I really started getting into death magic for a while, hence why I had the death magic ring. But I kind of steered away from that a little bit. Ooh, I can just follow. Oh well. Use my teleport scroll anyway.
Hey, Stu.
What
Your
do I
destination
need
is
to
blocked
say
by a
to this guy to get
siege.
quest to kill Kabbalists? Oh, never mind. He wants me to defeat Indigno.
Yes, that's one of them. And as you start doing them, it'll just tell you have to do this. But in order to get airy, it'll kind of freak you out because it won't. When you do what it says to do, and you go back to talk to him, it won't say anything to you. You won't get anything. You have to kill all 4. So
Right.
it's the one with Airy, Adoris,
Did the events not
Resolute,
update?
and
I got 2 follows during the stream, and they didn't update the current events.
Well, other than
How about that
Navara,
update?
I can take them all, or I could
good.
before the DR nerf. It'll be iffy now, but
Event list.
I
Why are
think
you not
Tenma
working?
is likely to hurt.
Temna hurts. Temna hurts no matter what.
She is fun.
I got a friend request. Okay.
Temna's not nice. Temna hits hard.
Why did that not update?
Wow,
Crack
that
me up.
dance, man. That dance.
I didn't even notice what he was doing.
Yeah, but
Where
it's
do I?
still a
Where do I?
dance.
The
where you
dance
get
is
that email?
fantastic. Let me do a test
I
follow.
just read the patch note from when it's released, 53.
Okay.
In text.
Well, why isn't current
Text
events
over in,
updating?
Word up on my second screen.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
And
I
then
do
went
that too.
forward.
I make a
It should have
list.
updated stating
That
that
is the
ACryInShame
old
followed.
prospector dance
The
from
follow
Genesis.
aspect
That's
works,
your
but
power, right?
the events isn't working.
I tried this game before, Stu.
Working.
I thought you were new.
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry.
Ah, there we go. Had to do a reset on it.
Well, you guys all have it. That's it.
There we go.
Yeah, it's
Gone
because
bust with
we
his
don't
last
do
follow.
this.
Yeah, that's all set. Well, that's better.
I'm sorry.
I think to update my
let's
subscribers
go.
thing too.
You guys are freaking me out.
Because Joey did a subscribe as well. That's a bit of manual work, not automated. Murder hobo. I can probably change the view. Let me do first person view. Oh, whoa. All weirded out there. I think I'm playing EverQuest all over again.
Thank you.
Yeah, not a huge fan of that. There's a reason MMOs don't do that anymore.
So I think
So-
it's gonna be tomorrow.
I want to switch this
Go
over
for
to
the
here. I use that a lot more than I use
Nice.
those.
That's awesome.
But it
So,
costs
on
shit
the
to
scene-
go
But there instead.
Engineers,
I
you
cannot
need
see
to, we
any
need to go. You guys all
details.
need to go talk to the scout here.
What was that I picked up?
You
We're
can
done.
do it without talking to him. You can still get the quest items.
Oh, you do?
But-
This guy's
Okay.
beating my
A
ass.
worn cloak.
But I believe
Neat.
that the quest items are single pickup, so you need 6 of them, and there's far too many of us.
You do need 6. That is a, yes. You need 6 of them in order to get it.
There you go. The flag is removed.
Okay, Stu, you're doing this in a different order than I usually do, so where next?
Alright, so I just run over here.
Usually do this one last, because then I have the most time to escape, and once I see which Kabbalist it is.
Oh, the new jump.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people like it. I just gotta get used to it.
I think didn't they say they're gonna give you the ability to be able to?
You can't.
It's in
I'm
the
trying
option.
to get used to it because I like it when it works right.
Yeah, same.
Come on, somebody get hurt so I can heal you.
Good luck with that having here. Until that big guy comes, it's not gonna really happen.
What is
Kabbalist
against
will hurt.
blow? I get that a lot. Don't shoot at my wisp. God damn it.
Oops. Rusty swords.
Well, thank you
Hey,
for
Ship,
joining you
is
guys,
weapon
because I was a
preservation
little tired
and armor
Let's see.
preservation worth it?
Nope. Sorry about that. It's my alarm.
Depends. I tend to be a bit of a gear snob and wear really nice things, so I leveled it so I don't break them as fast. Well, the lady's probably sufficient. The amount of benefit you get from 80 to 100 is
Pirate
not
boots, that
worth 4
was?
million XP.
Yeah, I stopped everything at 93.
No, plate boots. Rusty plate boots. Okay.
Alright,
Well,
guys. Make
it's
sure you guys are
apparently
looting
only
the
me that's
engineers.
stupid
Alright,
There's a lot of... so I know they added a bunch of armor and stuff that you can then break down into patterns, but did they ever add like the rusty sword patterns and stuff?
Actually, yes. I don't know about rusty sword, but I looted a bunch of rusty and ragged and dirty armor, and you can get patterns for all of that.
I actually kind of like the way like the worn cloak looks.
Yeah, I got 3 patterns for Worn Cloak so far.
How many cloaks do you have to break down?
I gotta start breaking them down. I've been giving them away.
I'm gonna wait till I have 300 rusty thingy, and then drink the potion.
And if there is anybody that needs salvage, in Renzai we have kind of a repository set up for boxes of things. We have a pigeonhole with different people's names on it. Amrest has got all the salvages at 120, so when we get a lot, she drinks a potion and just goes nuts.
Really?
We had a guild event where we called it the Smash-a-thon.
Good name.
Where we basically tied Amaresta to the carpentry bench. I took it out of the crafting pavilion and stuck it on her front porch with all the boxes of people's crap, and we just stood there for hours crushing everything. It was fun.
She took everything to 120?
Well, see, Amaresta doesn't level any of the crafting skills because she's like attached to my hip most of the time. So there was no need for both.
Great
of us to
evil
level
approaches,
James
and we got some
everything else.
lag from the spawn.
Scoff specializes blacksmith. I specialize
Who got
in
this
charm.
time?
I'm confused. Alright, let's just go tank. We got enough people here.
It's Nefes, just steamroll it.
Right, we'll let it come up to us. Might get back up. Or we'll go down.
Yeah, the confusion and whatnot going on.
Oh, clearly got a crap.
Now, confusion for you guys who don't know actually makes it so that your forward, backward, left, and right keys get all mixed up in a random positioning. So like sometimes, so if I'm like running around really weirdly, it's because of that.
Should I really go defensive?
How much damage am I doing to this thing anyway? Because it won't. I need you to stay, please. Not go away.
Anybody else hitching, or is it just me?
No, I'm hitching too.
Not too bad right now, but it has
You
its...
get into her.
He's enraged.
This angry little dude.
Yeah, I'm just
You're under
maximizing
left.
myself, and it should be
And down.
Yeah.
Okay, he's dead.
Alright, you guys loot. I've already got.
There's some Kabbalist boots on there if somebody wants to pick them up.
I'll take him.
Or streamer guy, can get some Kabbalist boots.
Oh, he died.
Alright,
I was missing that from my set too. I got the hood and now the boots.
Nice.
Oh, he went down fast.
The 120.
Remember, I'm the streamer guy.
All kinds of goodies. Salvage.
Jim,
Yeah.
you are the opposite of my specialty school.
You an air mage?
I'm air.
I don't do air magic.
You're just full of hot air.
Alright, I hear my kids yelling down there. It's a sleepover. I gotta go check on them.
That's a bit of death, doom, and destruction right there. A quick run, killing things. It's a pretty easy one too. Now I can't do those by myself. Stu can run it dual. Like if I was running with Stu, we could do it. The stew's really strong. The one individual we have has 120 GMs could solo it. But I can't. I need to work on my defenses apparently, because I can't do diddly. I can't take hits. I'm squishy. Super squishy. But I'm also partially squishy because if I were to walk around with heavy armor, which is kind of why I'm like, the new changes to armor and stuff kind of really got me a little, I can't rock heavy armor because it negates my ability to use my spells. And I do magic. Not a whole lot of it, but I do magic, and I can't use those spells if I have heavy armor unless I rock earth magic, because earth magic works with heavy armor really well. But that would be the only magic I could do, and I don't want to have it where I'm just doing earth magic. I want air magic specifically because air magic works really well with archers. Increases your dexterity and does stuff like that. So it's really good for archers, and that's why I want to work on it. Hence why I have the chain lightning, and I have, I think it was discharge. I think it's chain lightning discharge on my combat bar, even though I wasn't using them right now because I'm not training them at the moment. But yeah, that's why they're there, because I was training them up. I want to train up my air specialties and my air attunement. That's why I have my dash at 80 because I was training up that. I'm doing this blink as well. You'll see me blinking around randomly just to train that up. I'm gonna get the well-grounded and rapid discharge on there as well. Especially the rapid discharge. Stunning would be awesome. I'd just be like, poof, stun everybody. I want to get the air embrace up as to 80 as well. You only need to do.
Really miss my flute.
Because your attunement, your different attunements to your different elements for magic, is based on the average level of the highest 10 skills in that tree. So if I train a few of these lower level skills up, I can definitely increase my attunement, which increases the strength of all of those skills in that tree. There's some lag. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and do all of those, and I can ignore the summon arrow. I basically can choose one of these.
So where are we going?
I ignore it. Probably going to ignore. Do another siege, right?
Well, yeah, but Stu's still over by kill, and I think he's doing something involving his kids.
Yeah.
I really should finish that quest line so I can be ready.
Which quest line?
He's got to finish Path of Love so I can shoehorn him through Path of the Load screen.
I mean, I'd be okay with running Path of Love. I mean, I've already done it, but
It's solo though, isn't it? Most of it.
Yeah.
where are you up to in the Path of Love? Because it is one of the shortest of the three.
Well, while we're all standing here, I'm gonna nip in here and kill this Reaper.
Okay. I'm gonna go drop stuff off at Ordinus.
Then I'll stay dead here. Thank you for picking me.
Wasn't me.
As you were saying about your love quest line?
Yeah, I just went down to see a mob. I had to fight my way through.
I don't know if you guys can hear him or not.
Something.
Really
I
soft
can
on my
see it.
end.
1 second, let me see.
His
Okay,
next
good.
step on Path of Love is to do Malice.
I'm gonna test something while we wait and see how hard the dragon hits on it.
I'm gonna go see if I can still solo Reapers after the nerf. I'm sure I can.
Yeah, so you're like on the last little bit of the love quest then. I got to follow!
There's something in Kill that I gotta go do. I wonder what it is.
Shim, I cannot pronounce that. But thank you for the follow. I always appreciate follows. Hope you join me for more streams in the future.
With Ivar. What does he want?
I'm
That's the
trying
real hope when
get
it comes
one
to
of those
follows, that people come
cowbells
back
from
to
stuff.
for the content and the fun and enjoyment
Are
of
you
the
serious?
game. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but if you guys have questions about the
Well, that's
game,
why I
let me
put
know.
any reader that I
I
haven't
know
passed,
a
just
lot
go
about the
straight
game.
outside North
Not
Midtown
everything,
and
mind you, but a
come over
lot.
here and kill
So,
it, and maybe get a cowbell from Resta.
I didn't know that that's where they dropped from.
The drop off of Reapers. But
I used
as
to
with
remember
most,
Reapers used to be little
as with
pushovers in the
most new things, the first few days that it's in the game, the drop rate's really good, and then it gets nerfed really bad. So, I ran around and killed 100 Reapers like on the first day that they added it, and I managed to get a cowbell. But
lagging?
now the drop rate is bad.
Did you keep it? I'm hoping you kept it.
Of course I kept it. But Resta needs one, and Minerva needs one, so I'm on the job.
Minerva got one.
Oh, did she? Okay, so I just
My house currently loading
So,
right now.
Agent needs one.
Why am I not jumping into it yet?
needs one.
That's good. So I did the same thing. I went and ground for mine, did my grind, and then traded
Loading.
it for that stupid festering
Yes, you did.
spider. What a mistake that was.
Oh,
was like,
why
what is he
did
doing?
you do that?
I got another one, but it took me a little bit longer.
Didn't you get it like right away though? When you
It
got
wasn't too bad.
Alright, cool.
I've
just-
killed like 150 of these things since I got mine, and I have not gotten another.
That's about what it took me, probably.
Here, here's my two
But I'd be like you.
two
I
paintings
could just go
there from
grind it.
the bunny
I don't have a
killings.
problem with it.
My
I
gear
just wish
and
that
whatnot
there
on the
was
walls.
a higher concentration of Reapers. I tend to smack this
Yep.
one whenever I'm walking by because it's just an easy in and out, grab it, and then usually I can swap to friends modes and kill it again.
I do take all the stuff that I
Or
pick
if
up.
if I'm in Ulfheim,
That way too.
I hit those when I'm in the circuit. But the problem is with all the XP events, I don't like to grind Ulfheim because I spend so much
I
time.
tried to mute
sitting and I
that.
feel
It
like
did
I'm
not mute
wasting
properly.
it.
So I apologize for that one. That was probably loud, obnoxious.
Yep.
I reached over to my mic and hit the mute button to mute it, and I'm looking at it right now, and obviously that didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't really play
What a
for that.
bandit blade plus 2?
The thing is, for the last year, I've not cared about XP.
Damage?
I just go and do my thing. My usual, I'm gonna go get some stuff. But
And critical chance? That's
then they put double on, and it's that obsessive personality. I feel like, if there's double, I must grind.
not a
And
drop
so when they
or
did it after
anything.
release, for like 2 weeks of like sleep
Huh.
deprived grinding, I burnt out so bad. I took 2 weeks off, and then I came back and they put double on again.
Kettle's
and I'm just
boots.
like, damn it.
I really should go grind the million. All right, we gonna do more sieges, or are we done?
Well, we were
Rolling
waiting for
pin.
you, and people kind of wandered off.
All right, let's go.
I just want to go
siege.
drop all the stuff off so I can carry more stuff.
All right,
I
so
think-
you can TP to us.
I think
Indeed.
Agent is going to go finish the quest because he's nearly done.
I'm gonna go do quests.
All right.
Then once you're done with that, that might not take you very long. If we're all still hanging around, we can go do Boreas Colossus because it's puzzly and annoying, and
Awesome.
and I know that
Good idea.
ACryInShame probably would like to stream Boreas. So
Yeah, I think it'd be good content, because if it is very puzzly and stuff, it means everyone watching would learn how to do it.
Or they wouldn't learn necessarily how to solve the puzzles. They would learn the Shimizu Blitzkrieg methodology, but whichever.
Punch it in the face. First.
Well, there's a lot of things that you can read and figure out how to do, or you can just follow someone who's done it that many times that it's just autopilot.
I'm okay with autopiloting.
It's very spoilery going with me, is what I'm saying. If you wanted to show a guide, that's a bit different.
So basically what you're telling me is, when we get to that point and we start doing that, I'll have to be like, alright streamers, spoiler warning, we're just gonna run through this.
And there's a siege at Northwards too.
Oh, coming. You go in, I'll just TP to you. If
Alright.
I had my fleet flew.
Yeah, I know.
Why is it so laggy?
My flu. R.I.P.
That's my food. I don't want that one. This one.
Sad.
I don't
That's
know
what I
how
figured.
that
Don't need that.
not go back.
Where's that the rings here? Water, death, alchemy, wishing well.
My cold is
Life.
killing me.
And
You do sound a
aggro.
bit congested.
Oh, I've been
There's nothing where the way word is the
Places.
blacksmith one. Alright, there's nothing there.
Was
Nothing I need
ER
there.
Yesterday.
Oh no.
Close,
Nothing
please.
major. I have
Thank you.
really diverticulitis.
Alright, let me go change my view here to proper third person.
It reared his ugly head. No big deal.
And we'll come over here.
There's a town called Smite.
Yes, it's all the way north.
Woo, come in here. Let's go hit
there.
and grab the devotionals real quick.
Well, you need to go through Vauban Pass or.
No, I'll meet up with
you can
them and
do
go
the
murder
Blood Bay
Hobo on
route.
all the Forward Seas people. Bum, bum,
Let's see
bum,
if any of
bum,
these people are
bum, 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 bum.
there.
You know, today you probably would be okay. You probably will find somebody in that area because
How's
everybody's
that?
doing those sieges too.
I'm gonna take a picture and let you guys tell me which one I should teleport to.
Hang on, I'm looking at them.
If you see anybody in Brookside, Graf Gem Mines, Port Graf, Hollenholt,
Do you need to run through the gate? Because I know a good way through the gate.
I don't see anybody up there.
Okay, let's
Welcome to Shroud of the load screen, because this happens a lot. A lot of load screens. It's rather annoying. We're on the far siege now. There's teleported them then.
Alright, that's my list there. Anybody there? Do you think? What's it called?
Malice. And you go to Verdat Chaos. He's a player on town.
See, the thing is, it's behind a control point, and I don't see anyone on your list who's on the correct side.
Nope, there's nobody up there.
But there's a way over the control point. You don't have to run through it.
You can go through Blood Bay and just take the boat, and it'll put you up at Port Graf. Or you can just run through Vauban Pass. I find it easier just to run through Vauban, but that's because my home base is Desolus, and that's just faster.
Well, mine is 2.
If you want to run through Vauban, you don't have to go through the CP. You can climb over the mountains to the right.
Okay.
I mean, you have to go through the zone, but what I mean is you don't have to go through the middle of the zone. You can just stick to the right and go through the mountains rather than having to fight through the control point.
Okay.
There's actually, instead of going into the control point, there's like a small building next to it. If you go up the ladders to the top of the building, you can jump onto the mountain and get over without running through all the enemies.
Okay, so there's more than one bypass.
Welcome to the load screen simulator. I'm supposed to be working on performance and stuff in this next release, so I'm really hoping that there's a huge performance increase in the next few releases. Because this is a lot. I did an hour recording, and I cut out like 15 minutes of an hour recording just because of load screens. I kid you not. It was terrible. That'd be 15 minutes of load screen for every hour
Oh, they
recording.
did a big performance increase this one.
Yeah, I know they did a performance increase, but it's still not... It's not enough. It really isn't. I don't know what it is they changed from a year ago to now, but it just isn't as quickly running as it was.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's definitely running better than it was last release for me, but Not by a whole lot.
I find that it's all right, but
That one.
when I load into like town scenes and stuff, the load screens are significantly longer. When I open up the bank, it takes a lot longer. When I open up a vendor, it takes a lot longer.
Just
The actual
opening a chest is
FPS
longer.
FPS seems okay, but everything is kind of delayed. I'm guessing because it doesn't load until you ping it.
I mean, bank I'm okay with. Bank probably should take a little while to load, that's fine. But there's other things that, like, if I'm running
I don't
around
keep
town, I
anything
shouldn't
in my
get
bank.
stuttering.
I have like less than 100 items in my bank, and it takes forever. Like, go make a coffee while you wait forever.
Yeah, gotcha.
Leroy Jenkins!
Oh, Gamer,
I got
thank you
green
for
bag.
the...
Haha.
I believe that was a host. Either way, welcome to the stream, Pro Gamer. How you been? How have things been on your end of things? I thought that would add to the current events too, but I guess it doesn't, or did it break again?
Yes.
Breaking twice in stream. I'm starting to think I should just work, like, I should put some time into creating a,
You going?
sorry, I'm pouring my drink here. Actually working on the actual API and just make my own setup so I wouldn't have to use these third-party stuff that don't seem to work all the time. And then if it, like, broke or something, I could then, fix it myself. But I don't have time for all that. I don't have time! Oh, hey, wifey! Hey, I didn't notice you were here. I must have missed you. Should going well. How are you? It is going well. A lot of work, not much time to record and edit, unfortunately. Yeah, that is life. Alright, now that we're all done here, let's go ahead and jump over to the siege and murder things.
You ever find stacking just goes away sometimes?
Where is it? Teleport to stew. What symbol is that? Is that like a go GG button? Nice. Yeah. Just popped in. Alright, that's why I missed you. I was like, I always see wifey though. Wifey's always here.
Just put.
Stream's going pretty well. Little slower than usual because jumping back and forth with some stuff. And questing kind of slowed down a little bit.
You didn't hit me that hard though.
I did get the one piece of the lens from the Colossus, but I need to get 2 more pieces, and I have to go
Carol, you died too.
to the Obsidian Forge, which is a
Yep.
pain in the arse to get to.
Alright, hurry up there, Shim, and kill him. What do you need me to
No.
res?
We're going to the
I-
Forest Siege and
I
murdering
can't
things
do it.
instead.
Alright, hang on, I'm coming. Let me get on mine. I'll get on my archery shit.
Wifey with the commands over there. Looks always great to have for that purpose. Do I have a soda command? I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do have a command for that. I do have a soda command. I'm glad you remembered, because I sure as hell didn't. Ooh, I got confused. Oh, he's already up.
Okay, maybe I can kill it. I can kite it around. Okay, it's dead.
I came just in time.
Could you some of
Problem
the-
is my
Regular
focus.
legs.
Like I wasn't.
Dirty helmet.
What did I lose?
I don't have food or anything on. I'm not set up to solo Kabbalist because we're in a group. Let me come fix you, Kenrail.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, if ACryInShame hadn't showed up, that would have taken a while.
Got him.
Thank you.
He's alive! What I was even doing to him?
Not so much XP loose.
How bad
She's
is
at
it?
170.
Couple hundred, no biggie.
260. It's her
I
damage.
suppose we've
Thank
gotten
you,
that dicking around.
46. What's up?
Thank
You know,
for
I
helping.
did tactics for my specialization.
76.
That helped a lot.
That mitigates a
It's
lot
13.
of decay.
Her
I seriously
her
considered doing
critical
it for
hits
that
do a lot of
purpose, but I was
damage.
too greedy. I wanted the int buff.
stone arrows really like she's doing. She's rocking with damage. You're not doing much damage.
I made it through the pass. Ooh, yeah.
Alright.
So, move on.
You got here.
I had like 3 lives left, but I made it through. That's all that counts, right?
Hey, you got
Yep.
there?
User joined your channel.
Almost only counts on horseshoes and hand grenades, and since you only almost died, you're fine.
I just went pop too. Like really?
So how do I get it?
Just
So
a
I
couple
can
of
drop
nasty
in,
crits and you took a big chunk
you know,
out of your
200 damage in
And
arrows instead of using earth magic, or is that just like a?
they crit too high to tank. They really
I mean,
do.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Usually I kite them around as well.
Like
Which
one of
is
those
why,
things like
it
because
was kind of like,
they require
usually
certain
I grab them out of
materials
the
to use
gate,
magic,
so we have
that
big
magic is
area.
more
I
powerful.
never do them there either because those little guys pop.
Not
up.
sure.
And
Because I
the
have
little guys,
GM's my
the little guys
range
just
and
never
everything,
hitting
my
for
range
1 and
combat.
2, and now they're hitting for 20 and 30,
But theoretically, it
Right,
should
they
be
add up after a while.
high enough to do more damage. I'm only doing 70 damage when I hit. Not doing 200 damage, nothing crazy like that.
Okay, that bandit was not even close to where it was.
Oh. Okay.
But he's gonna get a rock to the face.
Loading screen. Does this game offer any good PvP? Okay.
Where are we going now?
So PvP in this
How's the
game's
back
a
on?
little stranger than you would in other games like World of
Everybody
Warcraft
active?
and stuff, because there isn't like
it might be
PvP
Oh, it's back.
arena games or
More.
like anything like that. Instead, it's like open world PvP, and there's PvP zones. So if you go to the different zones, you can fight monsters and stuff there. But the actual like, if you fight another player, as long as you guys are on like even ground, like if I'm doing archery and let's say you're doing sword and board, and our skill sets are about the same level, then it's really evenly matched, and it's based off the player's skill at that point,
Shem,
rather than just skill, like your actual
what
points
does
in
Shem
the
get
skill
that
and
you do
whatnot.
not? By you being
Oh, so
sun
still-
and,
Can I? There we go. No, there we go. Come on, enter
Earth.
town. There is an entire sub forum in Shroud of the Avatar forums that literally goes over the whole PvP thing. There's PvP arenas that they have set up. Some towns are actual PvP towns, where as soon as you enter the town, you're in a PvP zone. So there's a lot of different things you can do in PvP. And if you are flagged for active PvP, like open world PvP, you get I think it's a 15% bonus on all of your experience gain. So there's different benefits for doing that. I know Oxnull, I think, is always flagged for PvP. That's part of his gimmick and what he does as a streamer. My personal experience is I've never really been up to snuff. Like I never really had enough gear or power to really keep up with the PvPers. So when I do PvP, I just die.
You can still do it though.
I do enjoy it. There was a run that we did where there were 3 of us in Blood Bay, and we noticed that this one guy was running around. And we're like, I wonder if he's going to attack us or not. So 2 of us went completely invisible, and one of us stayed out fighting, like fighting a mob. And he came over and attacked. Like straight up just started firing shots at one person who wasn't cloaked.
About to say, that
And
is
we
the-
jumped out of cloak and
for
just
her would be
jumped
she had
him.
lesser gear.
It was a really good like surprise attack. Like we just bait and switched him. It was really good. So I enjoyed PvP. I enjoyed group PvP.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Soloing PvP I didn't have much fun with. But having like a group together and working together, kind of like EVE Online. If you played EVE Online before, Solo PvP is tough and a pain and not as much fun, but group PvP is a lot of fun.
I like my strength buff.
So, and the same is true in this.
I don't need the extra int from the
Group
sun,
PvP is a lot of fun.
then I just throw
I really
that on so
enjoyed
I can
it.
carry everything, all the loot.
How's our experience gain this time around?
I mean, I seriously
It's about
considered
5K, right?
water as well. I mean, we
Not too bad.
Added
You're getting good
specializations,
gear
we
for
both
PvP
agonized
hard
over it.
or time
And then
consuming.
we chose our appropriate roles, and
Um,
together we're awesome.
since the best
because
gear in this game
we're
is
basic.
crafted,
That's another thing.
it's
too.
time
Water
consuming in the
is
sense
so
that if you were to try to
don't
do
need
it
two people.
yourself,
Well, Earth is
you
more
would
expensive than water
need
in terms of
to
XP.
grind up all the
No,
crafting
no,
stuff.
I mean.
But if you can find a good crafter who's already done, like has already built
I mean,
up that
you're
skill,
casting-
you know,
what are you
paying
actually
them a
casting
couple
with your
thousand
shreds other
gold
than-
for good
I mean,
gear
the shield of ice for your
isn't
good
Or
gear.
am I thinking
unknown.
air? I think I'm thinking.
Air magic is the one
Or if you
where
just find people you can work with. It really depends,
That's what I'm thinking.
because like I said, it's the best gear in the game is crafted. It isn't found. You can't like go grind a boss and find the best gear in the game. It just doesn't work that way. You can find really good components. You can find artifacts by grinding bosses, and the artifacts are definitely helpful. You're gonna want at least one or two, depending on what kind of build you're doing. Of those artifacts. But your normal armor and stuff, you're gonna want someone to make it, because it's the best gear that you can get. Because basically you're gonna have the way the whole crafting thing works is
Oh, yeah, terrible.
each type of gear, like for instance leather gear in my case, has two different types.
I would think this jump.
There's the
better
epic
with the troll.
gear. There's multiple types rather. There's the normal leather, which you're not gonna want. You have the supple leather, which I think increases your dexterity, and then you have what I am wearing, which I think is the epic leather, right? No, I'm wearing supple. So the epic leather actually gives you higher defenses
I'm gonna eat some food.
instead of the dexterity bonus. I have the dexterity bonus
Real
one.
food or in game?
So it's really depending on what you want.
I think I have.
And then after that, you have two choices. You have masterworking, and then you have enchanting. And masterworking increases the stats of the weapon or armor that you're using, where enchanting increases stats on you. So like I can increase, if I were to enchant my bow, for instance, I could have an increase to my dexterity, or my accuracy, or what have you. But masterworking would increase the base damage for the same weapon. That kind of stuff.
On the compass?
So you're gonna have to figure out like what it is that you want from your weapons, from your armor, and request a crafter to make it for you. Whatever stats you need for it.
You need to go to a tavern.
But you're very welcome. I'm always helpful, always happy to help with my knowledge. I am working on a crafting tutorial in the very near future for my YouTube page. You can do exclamation point YouTube to get a link to my YouTube page. I got plenty of tutorials on there, including things about like combat and using your skills and setting up a deck.
That's the least spoilery way I can say it.
But I'm working on a crafting tutorial in the very near future. It's gonna be multi-part because there's a lot of crafting, like a lot of parts of crafting. You have like the whole gathering aspect of it. You have the refining aspect of it. You have the actual crafting of the materials. And then you have, what each type of gear does, like supple leather armor versus the epic leather armor, or you have plate mail versus chain mail. There's a lot of different choices you can make with what kind of armor you're wearing. And plate and chain are both heavy armor. Cloth and leather are the two types of light armor. So like, if you're a mage, you're gonna want to go cloth. But if you're, if you're rocking...
Do you have some dragged into your deck or something?
Sorry,
No.
trying to not die here. But if you're rocking, archers, then you might want to do leather. Or if you're close range combat, then you're probably going to do heavy, because you're going to get hit a lot more than I would as an archer.
Yeah, I think I'm glitched or something.
So there's certain things you want to work on too. Gotta figure out your build, really. You gotta figure out what it is that you want to do in this game. And even though this game is completely classless, so that you can, you don't have to be a warrior, or you don't have to be an archer. You can choose whatever you want. You could multi-class and stuff. Like for instance, I have three grandmasters, But for the way that I play, one of my Grandmasters actually doesn't make sense. Because it's the old way I used to play that I don't play anymore. Ooh, that was a scroll. There's the teleport scroll, though. If you go here, you'll see that if you go to Blades, I'm actually Grandmaster in Bladed Combat. But I really don't use Blades. So... I used to use Blades a lot, because it was my go-to way of fighting. But I kind of steered towards bow and arrow, doing archery and stuff instead as time went on. I just enjoyed it a little more, and since a lot of times I'm with groups like this, and well, a lot of times not only am I with groups like this, they're also a lot stronger than I am, so usually things are killed before I get to them. Well, I was thinking of doing a sword and board setup as well, just for.
Oh yeah, we're not doing it over here. No, we can't. And we'll just separate the two.
Sword and board for my soloing. Oh, there he is. There he is. Who's that? Oh, it's Indigo. Oh, it's a different guy. I don't think I ever fought this one. That is a different one. Let me ping this guy down a little bit. Get the cultist out of here too.
Oh, you take him up there, not over here.
He's following somebody, so I'm
Alright,
just...
I'll take Nephis.
Oop, got pushed.
I take him over here because if I get in trouble...
I was trying to decide if I want to put time
run near
into
to
the
exit
game
buildings.
when I'm the
Where did
type
Nephis
who enjoys
go?
PvP mainly and some PvE,
Oh, I see him. He's
like
up top.
in
Alright, I'll go deal with him.
Aeon, BNS, stuff like that. Okay. Well, there is an active PvP scene. I would suggest that you go onto the forums and look at the looking for group area and the looking for guild, and try to find a PvP guild, and they can teach you the kind of armor that you need, the kind of skills that you're going to want, and so on and so forth. Like, they're the ones that you really want to go to. The guild that I am part of, Order of Chivalry, is a very friendly guild, but not very PvP oriented. I believe we have a PvP oriented guild in our conglomerate, but I'll have to double check.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
Hey, do we have a PvP guild in our group? Like in our conglomerate of guilds we work with?
Nope.
I mean, I don't think anyone's really dedicated PvP as such. There's... do it more than others. Like, there's a lot of people in Mori who are PvP.
No,
Gotcha.
Mori is pretty much done.
Yeah, but what about Roper?
Yeah, he's not even really playing right now. If he comes back, yes.
Did I have 300 damage on that one? I gotta check that. Oh, somebody else or not.
Murder Inc.
I'm double checking that.
Surprised
Probably
there's not
been.
one out there.
Shane did 188
No
damage.
interest.
Critical hit. That was a good one.
Indigno's down.
No, that she
I got
did a
that
300
over
damage.
here.
I was like, that did 300 damage? I was excited there for a minute. But no, that wasn't me. Anything good on that one?
A recall scroll and a black pearl.
Oh yeah, very, very much the kind of boss loot that I'm looking for.
That's normal Kabbalist loot.
What was that? Hey, BSD, thank you for the follow.
I think
Appreciate it.
everybody wants the hoods and all. I do want the hammers.
We need some of the, for the crafting museum, we don't have all of the, Kabbalist stuff. Although, the, the collection is becoming more impressive. We just end up
I'm
with so many
confused.
Corpus shields.
I know. Corpus drops the stupid shield all the time.
Also, we've been getting the hoods and putting them on shovels, so it looks like they're on, you know, stakes.
That's pretty good. I like it.
Does anybody need a Cabalist robe? He's got a robe.
I'll take the robe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go grab yourself a robe.
Now I got the robe, the boots, and the hood. Is there anything else I'm missing?
Well, there's a hood for each Kabbalist.
Ah.
They're all different, so
And
they all add
weapons.
different things.
Well,
I mean, I can show you. I've got one of them on me. I've got a Dolus hood on me if you want to see what it has. I can show you in trade.
sure.
So that's the Dolus hood, and you can see the reason I'm carrying it
Oh,
around
nice.
is that it's got 20 int on it.
Ooh, that's actually really cool.
That's the mage one.
Can you masterwork and enchant those or no?
I have not tried, but now that I wouldn't necessarily break it, I might. But 20 int's 20 int, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, 20 int's great.
I don't really want to necessarily reduce the max durability on it by getting, you know, some BS enchant on it.
And Temna's 20 dex.
Yeah, those are tend to be the desired ones. I mean, some of the other hoods, they have different effects, but they have the downsides on them make them kind of unsuitable. Like,
I feel like that's a lot of artifacts that are like that, where it's like, would be awesome if it didn't like also do this stupid other thing.
So I got the Indigno hood. I think that's 10 and 10 with no downside. 10 dex and 10 strength.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That'd be a good one to run around with, because if there's no downside, then there's no reason not to use it.
other than you need essence to repair it.
Yeah, that's a problem. Like,
It's
I...
not really a problem, no. There's so many
Junk
bad
effects.
art. Yeah.
Crap effects.
Crap effects.
And really, if
Nice.
you look around, you can find
That's good.
for like 6,500.
Oh, I'm still working my way through the giant bag of luck rings, pax rings.
Well, Arca swears that greater luck gives you better luck when looting.
With
I'd
looting?
be able to prove it, but
I've not been able to quantify it either, and I wore it for... I did a 1-hour test of my usual grind zone, added up all the loot, added up all the drops, tried the same thing with the Ring of Luck. I actually did worse with the Ring of Luck over the course of an hour, so I mean, I think it's confirmation bias, but we'll let him do his thing.
right, that's what I said. I said if you believe it, then you use it.
Last one for me, and I'm going to bed.
Going to bed, okay.
Looking over my
Oh, you
crap.
guys are doing the Hill Siege at Varen's Reach?
Oh no, we're not. Definitely not. I didn't know this was. I did know, but I wasn't paying
Yeah,
attention.
we skipped that one.
Don't mind the stuff behind the red wall.
I'll check the photos.
We need.
One of the
10.
reasons why I have this isn't necessarily for like
Thing
a
is, like,
backdrop kind of stuff.
you know, it
It's
seems
mostly because
to
my room's a
be
complete
so
mess,
random which one
and it's
you
kind of
get.
embarrassing.
It is random.
I mean, like, we were trying to make
Like,
some
it's
sense
legit
of it with the... Okay,
a mess
Fortis is
and a
not under
half.
siege, so I'm turning around and heading back toward Brittany. We tried to make sense of it. Like,
Granted, from your
using
angle,
the
you
siege
probably
bot,
wouldn't see
using
too
the
much. You
moon
probably like see
dial,
like
because
the
I
couch
understand
maybe.
how to read the moon dial at all.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't see too
And-
The
much.
soda deck moon is dial.
So, the room is a
that's
mess
not up.
and a half, and I do want to actually have an
Pretty
actual
good.
green screen at
But
one point
this
so I can like
release
do
has been
backdrops
broken.
and stuff, which would be nice rather
To
than
the
just this
point,
red
like,
screen.
Harry is always wrong.
I saw nothing.
It's, I don't. I can't. This one's.
Well,
It's
we
just
found
broken
that
right now.
even before this
The hill
release,
one.
though, that it was reasonably accurate on who would be there, but not everybody. So, like, it would say such and such Kabbalist is in such and such, and we'd go and they'd be there, but so would two other ones.
I
you know.
agree. I agree with that. I would totally agree with that. But I'm good with that because at least it gives me an idea of who's in. Because I really want the sword from Nefario. So I'm always looking for him.
This is Hills as well. This lake, whatever.
Oh, we don't want that. No hills.
I'll come out.
Alright, so
Oh,
Northwood is back under siege again.
it's already 12:13. It's getting pretty late.
All right then.
But I don't really want to do that one. Let's go elsewhere. Because I think it's going to be the same. It's for Nephis each time. And nobody needs Nephis. I mean, yeah, Nephis.
What's Memphis drop?
He carries that hammer.
I mean, like I said, I need the weapons from pretty much all of them except Corpus. I think we have wands as well. We have Dolus wands. But that's because, as mages, we were after Dolus hoods, so he's the one we hunt. So we've got his stuff.
I just traded a Dolus hood for the Indigno hood.
You did what?
Yeah, I want every hood. I'll get another Dolus hood.
The Dolus hood's the one that people sell for like $500,000 though. The rest of the hoods are...
Yeah, but that one kind of drops the most, I think. All right, let's go.
I
this
don't know
way.
if that Nightmare Falls is hills or not, but
It's
these
hills.
these two over here are all right.
Thank you for the group.
Yeah, I want all the weapons and I want all the hoods. I only need the hood from Fastius.
I'll check later if we've got any duplicates. We call it the Kabbalist Cafe, where we're putting the hoods on top of shovels and putting boots in front of them, so it looks like little Kabbalists sitting around on chairs. And
That's awesome. I think that's, yeah.
it's the Kabbalist Cafe.
My destination is
Agent,
blocked
how's
by
it
a
going in,
siege. My destination
Nice?
is the siege.
Oh, you're still in spite. You want my strength buff, Stu?
No, I've got it. I'm good. But thank you.
But mine's fancier.
All right, put it on. Let me see your fancier.
Arcane
How long does it go
Catalysts.
for?
Siege Scouts. Okay.
49 minutes.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
And it adds more strength. More strength.
What are you
hang
doing
on a
this
second.
49 minutes of buffing?
Oh, it's 40
you
points.
have
Let me
an
see
echo
what
when you
mine
say
is.
that?
Here, hang on.
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
put mine on.
I put it on you. 37.3 strength on you.
How do you have that kind of time on
Because
that?
she's... Don't ask.
I'm Grandmaster Earth Specialist, Grandmaster everything in the Earth Tree. All of my gear is Earth attuned. I'm strong.
All right, put it back on.
I am the Earth.
It's 14 stronger. Me.
That's
Gives me
crazy.
14 extra strength. That's just massive.
I just gained 100 health from that.
Yeah.
When I cast it on myself, because it scales to the user's attunement as well, it gives me 52.3 strength if you look at the tooltip on my buff, on myself.
That's insane.
That is crazy.
Shimmy strong. And I'm not using it, I'm putting it in gun. Oh. I use it when I'm grinding stuff I need to carry, but I start out with it until I get full.
Stupid archers.
So you're specialized in Earth. Are you special? What's your other specialization?
You
Sorry.
guys can handle
Okay.
this, right? I'm gonna log and log back in. I'm glitched.
All right. Yeah, we can take these guys on.
You doing a rise
Are you
rack?
using light or heavy armor?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm wearing a plate chest piece and cloth elsewhere.
Gotcha. So she's actually using heavy armor skill-wise, but most of her armor is cloth, allowing her to readily use her other spells that aren't earth-based. What is something I could do for my setup? I don't know if that's really what I want to do. 'Cause I think what I want to do is focus more on doing... That dropped. My full experience for that dropped. No, it's okay, never mind. We'll look at it weirdly. What I want to do is get things like swiftness up because it increases my attack speed, innate attack speed, and acrobatics would help as well.
Yeah, good night, Pips.
Because these are innate
Good night.
abilities,
Have a
and I don't
good
have to
night.
do anything to have those always working.
Good night.
I'm gonna probably hit the 10 sheep, then I'm sleeping.
Seven damage. Same thing. Ow.
Didn't work.
Shoot him already, jeez. Have the high ground. Kill him.
User User disconnected from your channel.
I'm burning to hell. Let's do douse, please. Rid of the fire. It's burning my ass. Thank you. Doing rain. Field of ice. Pop over to again. Where are you going? Where are you running off to? I see it's a stew.
Is it tasty?
Not the kind of stew I'd want to taste.
No. He is sweet though.
A lot of bows and stuff, though. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna sneeze. I can, like, boot this. I don't think I can. I get a little better with my buffs, too. Kinda need to work on a number of things. I really need to work on my defenses. That's the real thing. My survivability is terrible, as you guys have already seen. That's what I should do. My next little adventure in Shroud should just be me grinding out some of my defenses. That's a good hit. They're down. Where's the engineer? There he is. Hey, buddy. Shocking experience. They have 80 damage? For that spell? Maybe I'm in the wrong skill tree. Jar, really? That's what I got, a jar. There's another arcane catalyst. Come on, look at me here. How many catalysts do you need for the quest? Great evil appeared.
I don't know, the quest is kind of new.
I think you need most of them.
Okay.
It's Nephis.
Alright, I'm getting out of this area. I don't want to do them here.
Oh my. Only 100 health, so he's an easy target. Down. I think in this game, if you're trying to like grind for gold, you're better off doing easier areas because the loot doesn't exactly like you don't really get better loot from higher, harder enemies. The exclusion would only be if you're trying to get a specific type of loot, like if you're trying to get an artifact or you're trying to get like obsidian stuff or something like that. Like there's certain things you can fight for those types of loot, but if you're just doing like a grind out for gear that you can sell at the NPC for gold, then you're better off going to a newbie area and just slaughtering everything because the loot drops aren't going to be any different and they're not going to be worth any less, because that's how this game works. So if you were trying to do like just a gold grind, a lot of times you just do other areas. some other gold grinds are just hunting for artifacts and then selling the artifacts to players, because players will buy artifacts for a lot of money, but NPCs won't.
Yes, I know.
What damage am I doing to him? I feel like I'm not doing a whole lot. The defenders are actually going to charge and attacking him too.
Oh, he just clobbered me.
It'd be nice if I could change it. I think they added in new tabs for combat and stuff too. I should be able to change my combat tab, have a just me combat tab, so I know what I'm doing for damage and stuff. You did yet? I like it. I like the way his hammer looks though. 600 health left. 100 health. And he's dead.
There you go, Shib. Guess if he's got the hammer. You guys need it for the museum.
1 obsidian chip and 27 gold.
Woo!
That's usual. That's the usual.
This is kind of the thing we were talking, like I was just talking about, like that you're not gonna get crazy loot from
Welder,
bosses.
how you doing? Are you still on here?
Go here, I'm gonna do combat self. There we go.
User joined your channel.
Holy crap, is it 5:30 in the morning?
Yes, it's 12:30 here.
Nah. It's only 11:26, man.
Oh, it's 12:30. Why'd you leave there, troll?
I watched the movie.
Oh, gotcha.
You ever
What'd you
see
watch?
12 Strong?
I went to.
That's a
See.
good damn movie right there.
I read a lot of inside stuff when it was happening. It was very cool.
8,000 experience.
Think of how
Nice. 250 gold.
I am too.
See, the banner of sacrifice from the
12:30.
scout
I need to go to bed.
for killing that catalyst.
We don't have to listen
The
to my wife
airy
tomorrow.
caretaker about indigo. Resolute caretaker about indigo. Killing caretaker
I need
about
to go
indigo.
do at least one fill up.
Artist
grind.
caretaker
It's
about
kind of my,
nerfus. Okay.
login goal.
Whole new quest lines opened up. Hunting down sieges and stuff. I didn't know there was questing for that. Now I do. Now I do. It's 12:30 here.
So, Shim, did you actually look and make sure that you're getting a 6,000 crafting XP?
Yeah, that was the first thing I checked.
Yeah. Okay, good. That's what I thought.
Got down my whole 2-liter here in the past 2 hours I've been sitting here. I have 2-liter of Hawaiian Punch that I've been downing. I just about finished it.
I have to go kill one siege person.
This is my journal. I'm hanging in there pretty good, actually. I'm not really tired, which is surprisingly enough. Let's see. I'm able to go to kill. I'll know my deed right now. After you defeated certain of these guys, do you just go to the different caretakers, or do you have to kill the caretaker, kill that guy from each of those areas?
If you look at
I
your
don't
upper
know.
left-hand corner, it'll tell you where to go and talk to. But like I said, Adoris, Resolute, Airy, and one other, you have to kill 4 of them. And you can't, they won't talk to you until you have all 4. And it's Tebna, what's the guy that runs around, you can't use focus?
Avara.
Avara.
I mean, I think I've killed him at some point or another. I just don't
Corpus.
think I've done it since I got the quest.
And one more.
I don't know if retcons or not, if I have to grab the quest before I kill them, or if it'll let me complete the quest even though I've killed them before I got the quest.
You should go to Ari and talk to the caretaker, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got at the minute from what we did. I picked up the quest in Kiln. I've now got tell Kiln guy about Indigno, and I've also got tell Resolute guy, tell Area guy, and tell Ardores guy all about Indigno and about Nefes, even though I never had a quest for Nefes to begin with. So it seems to be a bit of a mess.
Yeah, I can't. You know.
It seems to be a mess.
Brian,
Pretty much
I'm not-
describes all of them. What's that?
I'm not gonna do this. I only came in to kill one siege engineer
Okay.
because I needed one of the catalyst,
And
and I have to be even. I can't leave with 20. I can't have 23.
sure you can.
No, I can't.
No, you can't.
Let's
I have
see
to be in
here.
complete agreement there.
In fact, I'm just gonna get rid of them in case they nerf it tomorrow.
Yep.
Banner of Sacrifice. So quest. Hide equipped. Show quest items. Scepter of Dread. Plus 10 strength. I didn't even know I had that. Summon Samuel. Oops. I can just get rid of the herbal tree teas. I forgot I had those. Got 12 catalysts. Where do you turn in the catalysts?
Right here at the scout,
The scout at the entrance.
and you turn in 6 at a time.
Oh, I have exactly
That's why you
12,
can't
so
have-
that works.
That's why you can't have 23 or 9.
Nope, not allowed.
Not yeah, it's not. It is not allowed. Yossi's
Hey!
single allowed.
Supple leather bowstring recipe. That's a good one.
Catalysts.
I'm opening all my bundles.
Which one did you get?
Supple leather bowstring.
6,200. Yeah.
It's a decent one to have. I'm gonna stick that on the vendor. Mac will come clean it up.
Yep. 6,000 experience. I'll take that.
All the stuff
Beautiful
stuff
reference.
is hard to get.
Quest items.
Well, this is
Sure.
one of those times where my obsessive compulsive disorder paid off. Before they changed the recipes, I had every single recipe in game, so I didn't need any of the drops.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I was a knucklehead.
Should have done the same thing because I had a bunch of them, but I didn't have all of them because I never really had the money to grab all of them. And now it's changed. It's like now I can't even just buy them. I have to go hunt them down, or I have to spend absorbent amount of gold to get them.
And the tailoring stuff doesn't drop as much. They're completely out of whack when it comes to that. And you know they have to know.
Well, I know that most people are selling these things for like 20, 30,000. I list them for like 2, 3K in Rinzai, so I do have a reseller who sweeps by once a week and clears them out. But if you are looking for some, stop by and have a check.
Wait, hang on. I'm gonna do this right now. Let me see what I need.
We don't have a lot right now. We had Hurricane Mac in here yesterday. We've got Constantin Binding, Bronze Warhammer, Crimson Pine Heartwood, Meteoric Spearhead, and Supple Bowstring at the moment.
I'm not sure which ones I do and don't have.
Well, like I said, if just, whenever you're in the Desolus area, just nip in and have a look.
I mean, I'm always in the Desolus area. I live in Ardennis. I live in the Ardennis. I live in Ardennis, so I'm always in the Desolus area.
Yeah, you're not far away.
So what town is it?
It is time for me to go grind for an hour.
Or what town was it that you said it?
Oh, Rinzai, where I am now. We're nested in Desolus. It's the 4th wagon. It's my town, sort of. My town and everything but name.
By nested, do you mean I have to go into Desolus to get to it?
It's a wagon in Desolus. It's not on the world.
Gotcha.
Map, which is nice because it never gets under siege. I tend to really favor efficiency. So the idea with the town was, when you're exiting, I have 2 wagon choices. Desolus, which has a blacksmith that pays more, it has an alchemist that pays more, it has both trainers, or Novia, straight out. And then from inside, we've got all the vendors, the Oracle, the devotionals, in one spot, not far from the exit, so it's just grab and go.
Gotcha. And check it out. All the streamers will see the town.
There you go. And you could teleport to me also while you're already walking to Desolus, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty much there at this point.
This is where the crafting museums are if you've never seen them. I can give you a quick tour.
The only...
Go kill things.
That sounds fun. Because I think at this rate, I need to grind out a bit of experience because I need to build up my defensive skills because I am dying way too quickly.
Well, you can come with me. I'm gonna go do an hour. My husband has just given up on BattleTech and gone to watch something on Netflix, but I think he's gonna fall asleep.
BattleTech?
Yeah, BattleTech came out on Tuesday, and so he's been binge playing it. Which is why he is missing.
That's way faster.
Sands.
I have tried to get people into this game that I game with. They refuse. It's too slow.
We tried to get a couple of people from other games as well, but the decay on death was just a non-starter.
Yeah, that's another thing that just was like, nope.
They won't even try it.
My thing right now isn't necessarily like decay on death doesn't bother me because I'm used to games that have that. The grind, the slow grind, used to that. I played Star Wars Galaxies like it was my job for a while.
Yep, me too.
My whole thing is the performance. I feel like I spend so much time waiting for things to happen, and that's just so bothersome.
Let's see, the grind and the skill decay didn't bother me until I got over adventure level 100. And then it's like, you lose 4 or 5 hours of progress from a single death. That is what's putting people off. Because most of the people I play with tend to be kind of power gamey. So it's like, once you get to that point where you log in and play for 3 hours and end up set back to last night, that's when you just stop,
Yeah, that's not good.
I mean, like I said, pre-level 100, it's not a big deal. If I lost 100k or even like 200k, I wouldn't cry about it. I'd just be like, okay, whatever, half an hour, fine. But it's not half an hour. It's 4 hours. It's 5 hours. It's excessive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, so this is Renzai. We have our Desert Shogun theme thing here.
So Shim, do you have just like regular supple leather recipe?
No, not at the moment.
Or hardened?
No, just the ones I read. Like I said, Matt comes and cleans it out.
If you get those two, let me know.
I will start saving them. That's cool. I'll save them. So we've got vendors, Oracle, devotionals over here. This pavilion here is actually the crafting area. It's also where I live. So all my
everything's still loading. Give me a minute. Yeah, last stuttering because everything's loading.
This box here is the yard sale box, where all of the crap rolling pins and stuff are getting deposited for later consideration.
Actually, I can't even walk because it's still loading.
It's thinking. It's deco intensive. I've got a lot of containers in here because there's a lot of people who drop off stuff for me to work on because I do a lot of crafting for people. And so I've got this kind of pigeonhole set up at the entrance with all the little bags on it with people's names so they can come and drop stuff off and pick up their orders.
Gotcha. Things that I did not blow up.
Things don't blow up anymore, so I need to come up with a new clever name for the Well, for everything really, because like the runes on the building say Shimolitions, because I blow things up, but I don't blow things up anymore. So
It's great. You can actually grind in them.
Broken but still working. I also noticed they changed the decay on armor and stuff like that, because before I ran with the same gear for like 3 months and didn't have to repair it, but now it's like every couple weeks I have to repair stuff.
If you're playing, you're gonna have to repair.
So this is our crafting.
I like the cabinet.
Building.
That's really cool.
Yeah, my collection of blank virtue ice wands and thorn wands for future patterning. So that's crafting. Over here we
Cool.
have, this is where Scoffer sells all of his ore. At the minute, there's not a lot because he's been playing BattleTech. And
Must harvest
we've also-
everything.
Well, we must. But we've also got some regular customers that we've added as Kindred. They come and put buy orders on our vendors for us to fill. So
Gotcha.
there's that. Over here, this is where we sell recipes and food.
Ooh, I like the pit. That's really cool.
We tend to do a lot of granite decoration stuff, which is why the load times. We've got a couple of these outdoor pavilion-y things set up for various purposes. This one's the bathhouse. That one's Amaresta's.
I just wish it didn't take so long to load everything.
All right,
'cause,
y'all.
like, I'm seeing
Good
just
night.
blank stuff right now as little pieces are loading in.
Okay, well, we'll go stand in front of the museum and let that load. See you later. So, we've got, Minerva's got a coffee house over here. The Twin Spire off to the north, that's Amaresta's main residence, and the massive cotton field in front of it is my cotton operation. We've also got a cotton operation up on one of the boundary points, the hill, like 6 lots up there that it's just cotton spam, but you don't need to go up there. Have you seen the new observatory house?
I have, yeah, we have one at our area, I believe.
Because we've got one of these.
Oh, I didn't see it. No, this is the one I have not seen.
I made it red. So if we click these button things over here, we can open up the dome and rotate it.
Oh, it's awesome.
And you can actually look through the telescope. It functions like the other telescope. Like the, standalone one. So if you stand over here and click it, you get just the
The
thing.
lag
If it's
happening
nighttime,
here.
you can see constellations, like if you have the moon dial effect. But because it's daytime, obviously not. But yeah, I'm a bit of an astronomy geek, so when they introduced this house, I was like, oh my god, house!
That's really cool. This is one of the buy houses, isn't it? The one on the Coda
Yeah.
vendors and stuff.
Yeah. But I had to have it. In fact, probably most of the houses
So
in this
much-
town are mine. It's pretty much me, Scoff, and Resta that live here, and Griffler, who's the governor, he's got the big house in the center, but that's pretty much it. This is our temple. Renzai is named after a Zen sect. It's very Buddhist influences, as you can kind of see from the Asian theme everywhere, and so we've got kind of a little temple thing set up. There's various
Get
pieces of
these. I
paper
like
all
these.
over the town that have Zen wisdom and cones and that sort of thing. We've got a
Gotcha.
library of local fiction over here. So
I
we've
want
got
these paintings, I really do.
the elemental ones.
Yes.
Do you know how to get them?
I know they're from a quest and that's about it.
They're not from a quest. There's if you go through any zone that's called spur or way or pass or road, sometimes you'll see a corpse on the side of the road. It's a mailman who's been ambushed. And if you get an undelivered letter or an undelivered package off of him, you can then turn it into a town crier and you have a chance of getting one of these 4. We did something called Corpse Patrol, which was an event that we ran with a bunch of us running around and finding these corpses and standing next to it and then partying people to come and get it to try and get everyone done.
Gotcha.
And so we got a lot of them. These 2 over here, I'm not sure which one's which one, but
Ooh.
one of them is from the Kiln Cistern quest, and the other one is from the North Midmire Way Witch quest.
Looks really cool.
But the main reason to show you the library was that we do actually have books written locally, like Scoffer's Miner's Guide is very popular. We actually had a guy who came into town once and said in zone chat, okay, where do I buy the mining guide? It was funny. So over here, this is the museum district. And you're probably going to have to load. Now, I won't do it now, but this basement hatch here, if you're ever here, it's worth a peek down there. That's Scoffer's Descent into Madness.
Okay.
It's trying to max the deco limit of a basement using only stuff that he can steal in the mines. So it's full of pickaxes and it's weird. But he's built an army of like shovels with skulls on them with mining helmets on top. And he's got some roleplay and some lore down there about how they're digging a tunnel to Elysium. Anyway, this is the armor museum. Are you loaded?
Not quite.
Well, basically the premise of this
It's the town she lives in, but somebody else owns it.
for
But she does most of the
crafters
work on
new
it.
and old to see the benefits and material bonuses of every armor type in the game, depending on style. So whether it's epic, augmented, fortified, regular, and depending on material type. So meteoric versus bronze versus Constantin. Now, while we do have this on a spreadsheet, this is an actual visual representation, so you can come in here and hover over stuff and see both what it looks like and what the benefits are. So every possible variation is accounted for.
So what you're telling me is, when I go to do my crafting thing, I need to come here and just, here's what everything looks like, here's what it does.
Yeah, figure out what you want. There's various books and stuff on pedestals that kind of explain different things about the crafting process, so it's kind of the crafting academy in that sense. So this is the heavy armor room, and then the other side is going to be light armor. Back here, this is the obsidian set that won the crafting competition that Portalarium put on a couple years ago. He was the first place winner.
Nice.
Out of interest, Minerva was second place and I was third.
Yeah, I was part of her group thing to go get
Alright.
that done.
So
I was the
over
one
here-
crafting all the ingots, passing it off to her to then craft the materials.
Yes. So over here we've got the same thing for leather and cloth, as you can imagine. Now this downstairs is all just material bonus. If we go upstairs, this is the elemental enchantment display. So
Go lag
obviously
here.
color coded by element, you can see what the different gem special effects are, as well as there's books that take you through all of the normal enchanting effects, the probabilities, the percent chances of success at GM, and that sort of thing.
So ladies and gentlemen, this is
Over
why
here
I
we
need
have
to
Heavy
make
Armor
tutorials
Masterworks
on this
and the
stuff,
explicative book.
and it's going to be more than one video,
This
because
is
there's
the
no way I'm going to put all this
Bone
information in one
armor
video.
display. So it shows all the different material bonuses for bone. And then we have the cloth masterworks display. Now obviously the reason why we've only got chest pieces and gloves is because you've either got the big effect on the big armor, the little effect on the little armor, and then each armor piece, the ones over here on bolts of cloth, each armor piece has one or two specific things that you only get on that piece. So for example, on helmets you can get focus regen, but you can't get that on any other piece. So those are the special ones.
Gotcha.
And then over here is cosmetics, and this is where we're still missing a few bits off of Kabbalists, and
Darkstar
that sort
armor.
of thing. The new dirty armor, we've collected it, we just haven't displayed it yet. But as you can see, this is all of the crap that you can get either in game or patterns or telethon. It's just our collection of junk. So if you come out here,
Do you have the fez?
no, we don't have the fez. We're missing a few of the really early things. Scoff and I came in at about release 17, but we didn't really start actively playing until a few months before Persistence. So we don't have a lot of the early stuff. We've got most of the Founder and Royal Founder stuff because people sell it, but
Gotcha.
this is the same premise.
But for
This is
weapons.
weapons. So weapons and shields in here. It's the same deal. If you're looking for a weapon,
This is
then
really
you come
cool.
in here and you figure out what we want. Now with weapons, it's a bit more difficult because you have blades and handles. So most of the stuff that's on display
User
just
entered your
shows
channel.
the different metal type, but then we have a special
User in your channel
display
timed out.
elsewhere that is just handles. So you have to do a little bit of outside the box mix and match. This is tools. We've got carpentry
So many
based weapons
goodies.
in here. So you got your bows, your crossbows, your spears, etc.
Dude, this
And
looks
then
so
exactly like
cool.
the other
I
one,
love
same
this.
layout. We've got enchanting at the top of the stairs. So we've got daggers in here with all of the different elemental procs that you can get. And again, books about enchanting. And all the books that are on display, or most of them, are available for like 100 gold each on the vendors outside as kind of a takeaway souvenir. And
Do you have
here
the
we've
printing
got-
press to make more of them?
Yeah, we have a printing press. And we
Okay.
have all of the books saved as text files anyway, so it's not a big deal to just make new ones.
Gotcha.
So in here you've got Weapon Masterworks, which is exciting stuff, and then over here, Weapon Cosmetics. Now there's a bunch of Easter eggs and things in this museum. There's things hidden in the other rooms, and things you can find. So it's worth a play, coming around and just seeing what there is. But I won't take you through all of that. Just letting you know there is
Ooh, look at the cloths.
funny things.
I have two
that
of these. I have that one
stuff is-
there. I have that one. I have that one.
I see he's put the Dark Star stuff on the cosmetic display.
I'm looking through all the capes that are up here. I have that one there.
The cape collection is not complete.
I don't have that
We
one.
ran out of deco slots. We have more capes that are there, but every time that they add a new pattern or bowstring or whatever, we got to start pulling out cosmetic stuff to put in the functional stuff. So this is the Crafter's Rest. It's an inn. We've got a couple people that live in here because they want proximity to the museums, and the obviously the crafting area is just around the corner from where we are. And if we come over here around this building, we're back at the
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna
at the
when I go ahead and make my video about crafting, I'm definitely have to come here and go through all the pieces and everything.
So yeah, just it's a really good resource. We get a lot of traffic here because of the museums. There's also a box over here, just FYI, if you're ever here. Over here by the devotionals, it's a public cash chest called Free Samples, and basically I put in junk in here. I'll close it so you can have a look. But like any recipes I picked up that aren't worth even bothering to list, or random wands that didn't go right, it's all free. Treat it as a
No
have a penny,
catapults.
take a penny, need a penny, leave a penny thing.
Gotcha.
So we kind of redirect low-level people here. It's been picked pretty clean though, with all the new players that have come in. It used to have a lot of armor and stuff, but it's all gone. But once they take double off, I'll be doing more crafting. Speaking of double, let's go kill stuff.
Murder hobos!
I just need to make sure I've got enough reagents. One sec. I was doing enchanting earlier.
This looks really
and
cool
I always
though.
forget
This is
to.
really neat.
I always forget to restart Mandrake.
Where you guys going?
I got Mandrake
was-
for days.
I kind of force myself to do at least an hour of grind every day while the double's on. So I'm going to Kobold Funland, and I was going to drag him with me because he needs some XP.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, and so I grow Mandrake, and I'm usually stocked with several thousand on my vendor in Ordena, so if you need Mandrake, it's there.
We've actually got that Agent Welder who was on here. He's moved into the hilltop, and he's really, really hitting the agriculture hard. So I'm good for now, but if I run out, I will...
You know where your
come
second
see.
stock is.
So I'm just seeing if there's anybody that I can teleport to get me close to where I want to be here.
Where'd you say the ear shop was that had the recipes and stuff in it?
We might have to walk. Recipes are across here at White Dahlia is my clothing line. Don't ask. It's a roleplay thing, but this is the clothing shop. And my heraldry's in. Yay!
Okay. Binding.
User
Have that
disconnected
one.
from your channel.
I've not learned that one.
So any recipes from supply
I've
bundles
not
that we
learned that
get
one.
will go here. We also sell cosmetic clothes
I
and
have not learned that one.
dance party stuff, dye sometimes.
I already have that.
But we
one.
show recipes in there. And bowstrings.
I got 3 recipes I didn't have, so I'm grabbing them.
Like I said, I sell them here cheap because I would rather people who need them have them. I'm not in it for a profit. But like I said, I do have a reseller who comes through once a week or so and just buys them all and takes them to Owl's Head and lists them for 10 times as much, which is fine. You know, he's a friend. But I just let people know, you know, and then if, so, like earlier, Stu said he's looking for a couple of particular ones, so if I get them, I'll hold them.
Yeah, I need to go through and see what ones I actually need. And if I get my list together, I'll send it over to you.
Yeah, I'm just looking for someone on my friends list who is near my destination, but it does not look good at the minute. We might have to walk.
The thing is, after everything is loaded in, the game runs fine. But that load time is just...
Yeah. Well, they were trying to make the load screens quicker, so they made a lot of stuff load as you approach it, which was fine, except I'd rather just the load screen take an extra minute and have it all be non-clunky when I get in, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the load screen's already taking forever, so, you know, I just load, and I tend to play Shroud while I'm also playing, like, various browser games and things. So I'm on load screen, I go do my clicker games and everything else. Or
Yeah,
pet
the way that I see it is, you know, if you're in a load screen, people expect it to, you know, it's loading, it's doing its thing, so, you know, you don't expect anything to happen. But then when you're in game and it starts stuttering and all this other stuff, it makes it feel like the gameplay itself is bad, and it's not the case. It's just loading stuff.
Well, I mean, the load screen used to take a long time because it used to preload all the deco for all the lots. It would preload the vendor contents and the bank contents, so it would take a while. But then when you went to use your bank, it was ready. When you opened a vendor, it was ready. You know, you didn't feel like you were constantly just having to wait after the fact.
But, so, loading a vendor, loading a bank, perfectly fine with. But it's the deco. Like, I can't even enter my house until it loads, and so I'm sitting there doing, like, I'm sitting here staring at my house going, please load. Please load. Load, please.
I mean, in Rinzai, we've got everything concentrated around that central circle, so it is a lot of deco to load. I appreciate that. You know, like in a town like Ordinis, you've got it more spread out, so you've not got all of the content in one circle. Or if you stand in the middle of that circle, you just have to wait. I miss my flute.
Well, it's getting kind of late. I'm gonna run, murder some things, call it a night.
So we have a bit of a long walk to Kobold Funland because there was nobody anywhere close. Which is unusual. Usually there's at least somebody. But then again, I'm playing at a time of day that I'm not usually playing at. It's 6 a.m. here. But I'm on holiday, and
There you go.
I was, last night I was feeling a bit tired at 9 p.m., so I thought I'll just lay down for an hour and have a little nap, and I slept until 3 a.m. So it's kind of like, well, alright, shit, now what, you know?
That's a Lunar Dragon there. Or Marky Dragon's whole thing. That's his guild.
It's like, okay, I'm up. But Scoff's got to go to bed because he's got the kids tomorrow. So he needs to get some sleep before his children come over.
Yeah, from my job pretty much, I work with a lot of different schools, and so as graduation season's coming up, it's gonna be super busy throughout all of May and like the first week or two of June.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be pretty much dead throughout the summer. So when after all the graduation season's over, I'm just gonna take a week.
I actually work from home, so it's Going on holiday is not always necessary because the way my job is, it's kind of do things at my own pace because I'm home based. The only difference in being on holiday is I'm not obligated to pick up the phone. So.
Gotcha. What is it that you do?
I am an analyst for a software company that works on smart card chips for transit.
Nice.
And Scoffer's a developer for the same company. We both work from home.
Computer programming is actually what I'm going to school for.
It's alright, isn't it?
Currently working on my bachelor's. I got my associates, but trying to get a bachelor's at this point.
Well, my education has nothing to do with what I do for a living. I work as an analyst because I was clever, and Scoffer's been working for this company for like 12 years, and his boss met me, and she wanted to get me in the company.
I don't want Mandrakes, come on.
My degree is actually in linguistics, which you can't do anything with except teach it, so...
Gotcha.
But it was interesting. It was interesting, and I enjoyed every minute of it, so...
Yeah, throughout
Agree, man.
all of May, it's going to be a
I've got a
case
master's in
of,
it.
like, every weekend I'm going to be doing something. And I only work Monday through Friday normally, excluding on these kind of events. And so it's going to be crazy throughout all of May, and then when June comes around and everything slows down, I'm just going to take time off just to collect myself,
I finished
honestly.
my master's in June of 2001, right before 9/11, and the world kind of changed for intelligence operatives on that day, so I kind of backed out of it at that point.
You'd have Russia breathing on you.
They wanted me to learn Arabic, and they were talking about being an asset in country, and I was like, no. So we will not be learning Arabic and going and living somewhere bad. No. Sorry, I probably should have checked to see if you were keeping up with me, ACryInShame.
Oh good, I was right behind you. Maybe like 5 paces behind you. The stream is slowing down at this point.
Now this is where I come from money, but I found that with the double, the XP here, I was surprised to find, even though they're crap mobs, was actually quite good. I managed to get the 1,000,000 an hour attenuation by myself, and I kind of was like, alright then, I guess I'll just do this for the next couple weeks.
There you go.
I normally run Crag's Foothills and things because, for me, as a crafter, the producer XP is usually my main goal. But with the double on, I just, it's double, so more.
So would you say the foothills?
1,000,000 an hour?
When you reach 1,000,000 XP an hour, you get a debuff that kind of halves any XP that you get, and it lasts until you'd be back to 1,000,000 an hour average. That's a soft cap that they added in a few releases ago. It's called XP attenuation, and I mean, if you do like a control point, even without double, at a control point, usually the whole group attenuates after an hour. But places like the Monkey Room and in Nereid where we are now, it's possible to attenuate solo with double on, not without double on. Okay, so have you been here before?
Nope.
Okay, your job as Archer is there are 3 choke points that you'll see me kind of stop at and round things up. If you see something shooting or nuking, specifically nuking, shoot it.
Got it.
Everything that comes into melee range of me is going to die. Because it has earthquakes. I missed my flip. So you'll kind of see that I'll run and I'll stop in a certain spot. It's because I've measured how far the mobs will leash.
So you got this down packed.
Yeah, it's a science.
Oh, get a bit of lag again. Pretty sure at least part of my lag is because I'm also running the streaming software. That probably isn't helping.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, it was dead.
So I get about 20,000 to 25,000 gold an hour here just looting all this crap. I've given you the strength buff, so just loot everything.
Alright.
A lot of the profitability of this zone is just in the coin drop because of the sheer quantity. Our next choke point is going to be next to this catapult up here.
Alright. I do know, not this particular zone, but I do know the clone zone. Like the
This is a 4-skull clone of Kobold Expeditionary Camp. However, Kobold Expeditionary Camp, they nerfed it really bad. The spawn rate there is really slow. You'll
Gotcha.
find here that we will be able to fight constantly with absolutely no rest. But they are lower level kobolds, but the fact that they're low level kobolds means that you just kill them so fast and the spawner can keep up. So,
Gotcha.
So we'll do these 3 choke points. By the time I do this, the one down there, and then the one here in loot, and the one up top that we're going to do in loot, and run back to the bottom, it'll all be back. So it's got really good mob density here. So I'm going to nip over here, I'm going to peek on this side of the building.
It's one of those
anger these.
quantities over quality situations.
Yeah. And I'm going to peek over here to anger these kobolds. And then I'm
Just
going
the
to come
mage
over
and
here and
take him
peek in
out.
this
He's
tent,
my target.
upset these ones. And then we're going to run in here so that all of the things that are shooting and nuking have to come to us.
Do you guys have room for one more in there, or will it mess it up?
I mean, the more people you get, the less XP each. I don't mind.
Oh, that's okay. I don't want to cut into that.
I mean, you'll still get. It's still decent in a trio, but it's not stupid.
No, that's fine. You go ahead. I appreciate it.
Because I know that he said that he needed some experience. I figured. Now, what this is considered what I consider one cycle, doing the 3 different points, and solo it's about 55,000 with the double.
That's nice.
And you saw it took us like 2 minutes to do. So now it's just kind of repeat until you can't move because you're carrying so many rolling pins and things.
This is what I was talking about earlier, for those of you who are still on the stream. Killing lesser
it's
guys,
back
but
down
more of them, gets you a far better gold output than you would if you were to fight stronger, bigger guys.
I stand here and snipe the archer, and then I snipe the mage. And by the time I've done that, they're all on me, and I just kill them.
This is one big corpse explosion that was all day.
Well, I cast Earthquake first, and anything that crits will typically die because they're crap kobolds. And then, obviously, once you've got a few corpses on the ground, it's clean up. Now, sometimes the kobold spawn down here is a little bit light because they wander off into the woods and kill wolves. So if you're missing some, I usually just peek out here. Because you gotta loot them, because if you don't loot them, then
They don't
it affects
respawn.
They
Yeah.
don't respawn. So, but now that we've done that, we can go up here, and as you can see, the
They're all
catapult
back already.
squad
Yep.
is ready to go. Now, this middle spawn is not great. You don't get that many, but if you go all the way to the top, it's too far for these to leash. So I usually take the time to stop and kill the half dozen or so here. And that gives time for the top stuff to repop. Sometimes I get ahead of it. If I'm getting too far ahead of it, then I'll nip into the woods when I'm at the bottom and skin a wolf or 2. And then I can pretend that I'm getting craft XP. I find solo it's alright, but having a second person here helping with the loot actually takes more time than the kill. So having a loot helper, I sometimes get ahead of the spawn.
Gotcha. Well, anytime you need a loot helper, let me know. It's right there.
Well, if I'm honest, it just makes it less boring having somebody else. Because you can imagine this gets repetitive.
Oh yeah, 100%. But then again,
the XP and money is just too good to not do it while this double zone.
Yeah. I played a lot of Star Wars Galaxies, so when it comes to repetitive work, I'm okay with it.
I played Star Wars Galaxies really early on, but then I had real life circumstances changes that took me away from it, and by the time I came back, it was after the NGE debacle.
Ugh.
So I messed around with it for some time, like on a private server, like SWG Emu or whatever, but
yeah,
it wasn't same. It wasn't same.
Yeah, the current iteration of Emu is actually really good. The game is pretty close to what it used to be when it was live. Besides the lack of, 100 people running around. Archers? Huh? Okay. All the loot. By the way, I'm only hitting E to open up loot and doing loot.
Stuff. You will find that you end up with so much random decorations now. I was trying to figure out the new looking for group tool thing that they added the other day, and so I made a party, an open party, and I called it Kobold Yard Sale, but nobody joined.
Gotcha.
So if you ever see a party called Kobold Yard Sale, it's probably me.
That targeting, the auto targeting stuff, it just isn't. The tab targeting isn't targeting properly either.
Alternatively, you can open these little side doors here on this guard tower and run in there, which kind of helps get the archers to come. But I find that I kill them fast enough that it's not really necessary.
Yeah, a smaller group probably doesn't matter.
But I mean, if you're trying to do this solo and you can't take all that many targets, just coming in here and like hiding in this corner, they'll bunch up. And if you run up the ladder, they will follow you up the ladder, but it takes them a while, and some of them won't. They'll leash instead. So, I mean, if you're
yeah, I'm drinking Hawaiian
trying
Punch.
to solo it and you can't quite handle the whole camp, that's a good alternative.
Gotcha. You guys come. I think I need to build up my lightning skills, and this way I can probably do this, like, work on trying to be able to do this solo. I don't build up on earthquake. I use air magic, so the chain lightning should equivalently do the same.
I mean, the chain lightning, the problem with it, besides the high focus cost and ridiculous reagent cost, I'm not a fan of air magic at all. But the problem with it is that the chain lightning is going to be stunning them and or killing them outside the house, which is going to make it take a lot longer to loot. But discharge, however, is actually quite good for this because it's the point blank AoE on self. It also doesn't use reagents. So combining that, use your high single target range skills to get the mages down, because those are the ones that are gonna hurt you the most, the mages and the archers, and then just spam discharge once they all get in the building. And once a few of them die, even a low level corpse explosion is good cleanup. Once you've got that many corpses on the ground, you got 4 or 5 corpses on the ground, even corpse explosion at like level 60 is still gonna do an impressive mess.
And my corpse explosion at 64.
So yeah, I mean, but with that many targets, it's, do you have it on your bar, corpse explosion?
Not currently, no. I've been kind of revamping stuff.
I thought I was just gonna let you blow them up and show you it doesn't need to be high level.
I can throw it on my bar though.
I mean, mine's at 100, but I mean, I've not got any death gear on at all. It's just, my base attunement.
I have my bar now, so next time I can give it a shot and see how it works. It's one of the reasons I want to train up stuff like my defenses, because I want to be able to solo areas a little more, and my ability to survive was diminishing significantly to what I remember.
Well, part of that's the recent nerf, and part of that's leather. You know, it is what it is. Nothing against light armor. But I mean, as you can see, I am a mage in plate, and the reason for that is that I used to be a cloth mage, and the benefits of the light armor tree were so negligible. The main reason was I wanted the int on the cloth, you know, the extra masterwork int. But in terms of light armor skills, the heavy armor equivalents I find to be superior in every way, with the exception being that if you specialize light armor, the flurry glyph speed increase is helpful, and for archers, light armor is good because of the flurry attack speed, because you do a lot of auto attacks, and it matters. As a mage, I don't even have auto attack turned on. Flurry does nothing whatsoever for me, and if you look at the heavy armor equivalents, we don't have dodge, but we have ridiculous avoidance. We've got strength passage, we've got max resist, we've got all sorts. So that's why I put on the heavy chest piece to activate the heavy armor tree, so that I could get more health, more defense, more everything.
Yeah, that's what I've been finding as well, is that there just isn't enough power with the light armor. The skills just aren't enough.
I mean, the dodge is kind of good, but you have to be facing your target. It doesn't help you if it's considering you from behind, which most of the time there is. And I still... Some people will argue, but I find dodge so underwhelming. I made a full set of max dodge leather with GM dodge, GM acrobatics, all the dodge masterworks, everywhere they could go, just as an experiment. And I went and I stood next to low-level mobs that shouldn't have been able to hit me with, 150-ish dex. And I dodged hardly ever. I mean, I saw it a couple times,
User
but,
disconnected from your channel.
not much. Ah! We have a guildie out here. Hello.
Hey, Eric.
So I don't know. I'm not saying that it's crap, because people will argue that it's not crap. Test it for yourself, but I'm not impressed with dodge. I do a lot of parsing when I play. So I have a script that Sprungwall actually wrote that dumps all of the combat log into a CSV file for analysis. And I mean, so I was able to tell, like, out of this many times that I was hit, I dodged less than, like, 1% of the time, even in dodge gear. And I was just like, well, that's stupid.
Yeah, if it's that low, then it might not even be there.
I mean, like I said, I tend to use Grandmaster as my benchmark, so I'll GM something and then go test it. Rather than, So, I mean, that's kind of... And I figure if it's at GM, and acrobatics is at GM, and I'm wearing leather, and I'm still not seeing dodges, it's not good.
Yeah, that does sound terrible.
That's my, like I said, it's my personal thing. Some people will swear by their dodge, and I'm not gonna get into a debate about it. But
well, I wasn't looking at like the combat dodge. I was more looking at the damage avoidance to see if that works.
Damage avoidance, in terms of mathematically what it does for you, that's my main bread and butter survivability. If you look at my character sheet right now, I'm just gonna buff up so you can see. With my glancing blow and fortified defenses, wait for the temporary effect to wear off. Do you see what it's at now?
104?
That's my running avoidance. I avoid 100% of hits.
That's crazy.
But it's, again, I've got glancing blow, fortified, defensive stance, all at 118. I'm working on getting them to 120. And I'm an earth specialist, so I get extra avoid from that.
I thought it was going to be a case of like light armor would be damage avoidance, and then heavy armor would be more of like reduction.
Light armor is dodge. Damage avoidance, it's actually got a bad name. It shouldn't really be called damage avoidance. What damage avoidance does is, depending on your avoidance percentage chance, it is your chance to receive a glancing blow instead of a full hit, which is why it's associated with heavy armor. If you receive a glancing blow instead of a full hit, then the incoming damage is divided by 3 before applied against your resist. That's what it does for you. So essentially, if something's going to hit you for 100 and you've got 50 resist, just for example, for simplicity of numbers, the incoming hit's going to do 100 and it gets checked against your resist. If you've got 50 resist and a max of at least 50%, then you will absorb half of that. But if you avoid it, if you get a glancing blow, then instead of the 100 getting compared against your 50 resist, it divides it by 3 first. So now the incoming hit is only 33 points getting applied against your resist. Now because of the max nerf, let's say that you've only got like a 60% max, you'll still absorb 60% of the 33 point damage hit. So just by virtue of having it be a glancing blow, you're taking actually a third of the damage, essentially.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's... And since dodge is like a big thing for weather, I don't think my dodge is even that high, honestly.
There is a base dodge. The thing about
God, my
dodge is that
resistance.
it doesn't show up in your stats dump. It doesn't show up on your character sheet. It's very difficult to quantify it either way. It's there, you know, but like I said, in my personal testings with it, I have found it to be
11 and
inadequate
3.
for survivability. The other thing to consider is parry. Parry is actually quite good. I don't have room for it on my bar at the minute, but like if I was gonna go and fight something big, I would make room for parry on my bar, because it makes a massive difference, especially against melee mobs or bosses. Where are you going?
I didn't know they were following me. I was actually trying to kill the mage. Because he was behind the rock. I had to move over so I could see him.
Bring my kobolds back.
I didn't know they were coming after me. I thought they were still targeted on you.
You look tastier than I do. Zedric being here is kind of messing up the spawn a bit. I tried to invite him to the team, but I don't think I'm party leader.
No, I think I am. I can invite him.
I feel a bit bad. He's getting creamed. He's messing up my spawn. I usually do this on friends mode, or party mode as they call it now.
Invite sent. There we go.
There you go. He's grouped out here with me before, so he knows the drill. And feel free to hit some corpses if you'd like. We've got some late to the party kobolds out here.
Yeah, I don't think my death attunement is high enough because they're not like... They're taking decent hit, but they're not like dropping health.
It's cleanup skill. It's not, you know... It's one of those things that if you have 2 or 3 dead on the ground, even if it only does like 30 damage, it's going to do 30 damage twice for each corpse. You know?
Yeah.
And you can do it 3 times, so...
That and whatever program you're talking about that has like analysis that actually goes through the combat logs and like looks at all that stuff, I would love to get my hand on that, to look at all the information.
It's a PowerShell script. It's not a program. There's no front end, so
Okay.
you have to kind of know commands and things.
I know PowerShell pretty well, so.
Alright, I will. Are you on Discord?
Yes, I am.
I'll send it to you later. I'll find
Alright,
you.
cool.
Like I said, I can take no credit for it. Spungwa's written it. He sent it to me because he knows that I'm a math person. I was trying to use Soda HUD for it, and it was just not adequate to the task.
That was my experience with Soda HUD and just about everything.
Disconnected from your channel.
But he had asked me to.
No offense to Soda HUD, it just needs to work.
Obviously,
It's a really
post
good
in the
thing
chat
to use,
box.
it just
He was
needs a
only
lot of work.
looking at skills that he had or that he used, and he wanted to make sure that the text syntax was captured for other things. So he asked me, because he knows I'm a mage, to just, use it a bit and let him know any anomalies. Same thing with like heal parsing's a bit wonky because of the way that the chat log presents it, and pets, because my alt is a taming specialist, and so I ran it on her for a bit to give him some data to improve it.
Gotcha. I'm assuming this is like I'm assuming the script like states like, oh, I couldn't read this line, I couldn't sparse out this line properly, so that he has that information.
I mean, yeah, it'll, if it doesn't read it properly, it's very evident in the output. Basically, all it does is it converts the chat log into a more reasonable CSV. So everything's delimited into columns. So subject, object in terms of so-and-so hit such and such. And then the verb is, what skill was used, and then how much damage. It kind of separates it all that way. So that
I'm kind of million
dump it
experience.
into Excel, and you can create a pivot table graphing damage and all sorts. We were using it to compare output at the control point and stuff.
So I'm gonna definitely have to do some research with like looking at the museum and looking at different armor to see like how I want to go about all this. That's one thing I haven't really done that I probably should have done a long time ago.
Well, I mean, like I said, as an archer, you've got a couple of different, I guess, choices that I see the most often, which is either going supple leather for crit, or if you're gonna go for weapon damage, it might actually be worth the upgraded chain for a couple of reasons. One of them is cost, in that the bronze will actually give you more weapon damage than hardened leather piece for piece, and it doesn't need beetles. So that's fairly significant. And then also, if you were wearing chain, you'd access the extra strength, health, resist, etc., from the heavy armor tree. Unless you're a light armor specialist, that is probably a more viable move if you wanted weapon damage. If you want crit, leather is still your best bet, and I still find that that tends to be the most popular choice in terms of people who ask me to craft. Archers want supple leather. They want that crit chance. And recently, though, and I think especially with regard to the damage resist change, we're going to see more mixed sets where someone's going to wear a heavy chest piece and then use either supple leather or bone on the other pieces.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people like wearing all light armor excluding the chest piece just so that they can use heavy armor tree.
It's very effective.
And to me that screams to me like, hey, Mortalarium, work on the light armor tree so that it's actually worth using.
I mean, for me, it's about stats more than defense. I mean, you get so much strength out of heavy armor that I really couldn't go back. Light armor, just the skills don't offer anything. If they put a passive in there that added dex and a passive that added int, I would probably reconsider.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I lose. If I put on light armor chest piece, regardless of the stats, I lose about 50 strength. So whatever light armor gives me, it has to be worth the loss of 50 strength. And at the moment, the only real benefit is sprint.
Well, that's not really much of a benefit because, in all honesty, dash is better. So.
Yeah. So I mean, unless you're specialized in light armor to get the flurry glyph bonus, it really doesn't offer anything to compensate for the loss of the damage resistance and for the loss of the strength. Because even if you don't use strength for damage, which I know as an archer, the strength doesn't do a lot for you, the health, the carry capacity.
Yeah, I was thinking, because originally when I first started playing, I was sword and board. And then I kind of got into archery because I could do kiting, and it allowed me to fight some bosses that I couldn't solo without doing kiting. And then so I got into archery, started like maining archery, But as time goes on, it's like, well, it's very good for single targets, but then fighting groups is just a pain.
Yeah, I mean, my alt is an archer. She's range specialist and taming specialist. She's about adventure level 80 or so. And
Her alt's higher than I made.
I mean, yeah, no real issues doing 5 skulls. You know, she's not gonna do anything remarkable, but with that damn Corpion pet and the ability to kite and just send the Corpion or the bear or whatever after it, that's actually pretty effective. It's not going to win any DPS rewards. It's not going to solo bosses, but for what my alt does, which is mining, you know, it's great. It's all about what it is that you're trying to do. I mean, like, if you want to be able to effectively mine or grind 5 skull for resources, then you're going to want different build and different gear than if you're going to want to try and solo bosses. Soloing bosses with archery is a thing. I used to have the ranged tree all at like I said, 120, because I used to use it to farm the dragon and phoenix and the rest of it. So it's very doable, but it's a completely different setup that you want. I mean, I was an archer with plate mail because I wasn't using any magic. It was just, I need as much defense as possible, and, you know, I'm just going to stand here and shoot it until it's dead. That's a completely different school of thought than what I would wear if I was doing a grind build. I would want more speed and mobility to get from node to node faster. So it's just all about what your goals are. Fortunately,
Gotcha.
Just changing your gear and your deck up without having to learn or unlearn any skills can completely change your gameplay. It's one of the beautiful things of this game, is that you can be an archer wearing supple leather and high crit so that you're, you know, one-shotting crap kobolds like this. And then, you know, if you decide, okay, today I'm going to go to the Rise and I'm going to get my ass kicked, then you can put on plate mail and you haven't diminished your effectiveness. You're going to have high fizzle, but if you're an archer, then most of your damage should be coming from your bow. You should have that bow skill, the default one, very high. You should have a good weapon. You should have your weapon damage on your gear. The fact that you can splash into magic, it better serves you in a utility basis. The stuns from air, for example, because the damage from your magic is never going to compare to the damage from your weapon unless you're using wands and have your gear actually die. It's just not. You know, it's always going to be supplemental unless you're a mage. So don't dilute your deck by, you know, using a spell in place of an archery attack, because it's going to do less damage and just slow you down. I mean, you'll see with me, I used to run around with a sword in one hand and a wand in the other. For months I did. Until it got to the point where my magic had surpassed my melee so much that whenever the sword glyphs were coming up, it was a DPS decrease. So I just put a second wand on and became a mage. I mean, that could have gone either way though. If I'd have been wearing bronze armor and had weapon damage bonuses, then I would have seen that my melee skills were surpassing my magic skills, and I would have just put a second sword on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it depends on what you are trying to do.
That's one of the things I like about this game, that there's always that opportunity to go back and forth. Like, you can build certain things a certain way and use everything differently. One of the reasons I was doing air magic was because it's very dexterity based, and I wanted to do range as well as focusing on, as you can tell at this point. And so that's why I went that route.
Air magic makes a lot of sense as a supplement for an archer, again, because of the synergy with dexterity that you already mentioned, as well as, you know, it gives you a little bit of AoE utility, which is something that the ranged class in this really doesn't have a lot of. Multi-shot is a bit of a crap.
Yeah, I don't. I trained it so I have it, but I don't. Like, I have like level 2 in it. I think I'm like level 2 in it or something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't really get any better either. So I mean, the discharge, especially with the stun capability, is
I'm not
great
carrying
for
weight, so someone else has got to carry it at this point.
It's alright. The discharge is a great skill. It's really underrated skill. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it interrupts things and it stuns things so that you can get away and continue to shoot at it, which is kind of the point. And then your lightning and your chain lightning, they're good, but for the focus cost and the reg cost, they're not going to do a lot of damage. Again, it's about the stun utility if you need to keep something off of you. Also, you've got some synergy with if you use combos. I find combos to be inefficient, and again, I take a DPS hit if I stop to fiddle around comboing, but some people like it. So if you use combos, there's good synergy with air and archery, so there's nothing wrong with that, is what I'm saying. But air magic is a primary damage output, not really great unless you really, really just go stupid on the attunement. Like, do you know Alexander John?
I heard the name before.
He wins Virtue League like every time. He's a big PvPer. He's an air magic specialist. And the thing is, with Alex, because he's like in the top 10 highest level players, I think, he's got, he's got enough, I guess, power and XP invested behind it. And at that level, you can make anything good. He's made air ridiculous because he PvPs and the stuns. And with that much deck, I make his gear. That's why I know this, because I'm his dresser. I do his wands. I do his armor. And I mean, yeah, with that amount of attunement, when you're pushing 200 air attunement and 200 in, you're going to destroy stuff. You're going to destroy it with no matter what element you use with that much attunement in. But he's destroying it with air, which gives him the stun capability, which is it's absurd. But I mean, for an everyday grind, it's very expensive. The difference with Alex is that he doesn't need, his other skills are high enough that he doesn't need to grind with air. Whereas most people, whatever your specialist skills are, that's what you're going to use for your day-to-day, for your XP acquisition. And air is not efficient for that because it's way too expensive.
Yeah.
But a bow, absolutely. I mean, there's a reason why something like 45% of all players are ranged. It's good, you know.
One reason I was thinking, because back before, because I have played for over a year now, and there was a point where death decay was a thing, but it really didn't matter all that much at the point because it wasn't that big of a deal. So I actually unlocked all of the skills for adventuring, and I started dabbling with polearm versus blades and bludgeoning, and just kind of seeing how the different played out and what I wanted to do. And I'm still kind of experimenting when it comes down to that, honestly.
I mean, if you're not, anything up to level 80 is not going to cost you that much in terms of decay. It's really not. I mean, at one point I had 186 GMs. I have toned that down to 120 because when you start having things at Grandmaster level, a whole tree at Grandmaster is going to cost you 20k at death. And when you have everything, when you have that many Grandmasters, just, you're paying far too much on a death for a little bit of flexibility. So I untrained all my melee weapons, I untrained shield, I untrained ranged, and just, put all of that 90 million that I got back or whatever into Earth. And that's why my Earth is as ridiculous as it is.
Gotcha.
I mean, I've got, in Earth, I've got Strength of Earth, Stone Arrow, Stone Fist, and Shield of Crystal at 120. And everything else is at 100. It's just a ridiculous investment in Earth. But I've got 230 attunement, and I destroy things. But only with Earth. I am never going to be an effective PvPer. I am never going to be an effective boss killer. But I don't do those things. If I want to do those things, then there's a different build that's a lot better for that. But I invested my character for what I do on a day-to-day basis. I want to do that as efficiently as possible. I find boss farming, you saw, we went and did Kabbalists, and we killed, half a dozen of them and got absolutely nothing. That trend is pretty continuous. We actually did a test, Scoffer and I did. We killed the dragon for 8 hours. I don't know how many dragons we killed, but in 8 hours we got one artifact that was worth crap. We got no dragon bones, no dragon heads, nothing. And it was kind of, I can't see investing my character build to be effective at something that just isn't lucrative. But I'm kind of an efficiency freak. As I said, I've mentioned my OCD more than once, which is why I've built my character the way I do, to be very efficient at 5 skull steamroll.
Yeah, and I think personally, usually when I'm running in groups, it works well with me because I do archery and I'm usually the guy in the background rather than front facing. But
you don't have to tank it, whatever it is.
Yeah. Pretty much, I'm not the one tanking. I'm just dealing the extra damage to make sure it goes down faster. But I also do a lot of solo play. I'm not always in groups, so I always want to be able to stand on my own, which is why I was saying earlier, like, I can't do what I used to do. I used to be running around in leather armor and it not be an issue at all. Like, I was taking hits, and there were some guys I had to really worry about, but for the most part, I could kill them. But now it's come to a point where I get hit with an arrow and I'm taking like 40, 50 damage from one arrow. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, that'd be the max resist nerf. And I mean, it is nerfed from... the last couple of releases, it was broken. It was way too high. So you can't really compare to R51 or R52. But in R50, from where we were then to where we are now, it has been nerfed by about 40%.
Yeah. Well, I was actively playing back in September. Was like my most active setup was like throughout the summer and into September of last year. So I was back in like released 40s.
Yeah. There's been a kind of a trend since Persistence that as it's gone on, we've gotten weaker and weaker. That's just the reality. What players could do at Persistence versus what we can do now in terms of biggest things, soloable, etc., has been drastically reduced. And a lot of that has been necessary, I think, for the health of the game. You don't necessarily want players who can just go and, steamroll through content. You want there to be some challenge. You want to have a reason to group up. And it seems that, the direction of the balance changes has been toward that to some extent. However, as we all know, it tends to be very large pendulum swings, where something that you could kill with no effort at all today, and then there's a patch, and then it kills you with no effort at all, and it's not a gradual thing at all. It's always one extreme to the other, just as we've seen with this recent damage reduction nerf. People who are soloing a zone, no problem, and then the next day they come back and they can't even, survive. So, I mean, that's just the reality of it. And like I said, I don't necessarily disagree with it. I think, that, you need to balance, whatever. It just is frustrating. I mean, you're looking at someone that I have had pretty much every build possible since Persistence. Because, you do something for a while and then it gets nerfed. So you're like, okay, I'm going to do something else because it's more effective. And then that gets nerfed. And you go full circle. I've been an air mage, a swordsman, an axe person. I've been a water mage. I've been a death mage for a long time. I've done pretty much every... I did pole arms for a bit, just everything. And I've kind of gone full circle and gone back to being a mage because I like the gameplay and I don't worry about can I solo a dragon. I don't care, because even if I could solo a dragon, and there was a long period of time where I could solo dragons, I didn't ever go do it because it just wasn't worth the time. In terms of XP and income that you would get, it was not as effective as doing easier content, so,
Yeah, it's something I've noticed about Shroud is, like, in a lot of other MMOs, hunting down bosses and doing, like, boss raids and stuff like that was, like, the way to get the things you wanted, and in this, it just isn't the case.
No, I mean, in this, you're always going to have the min-max hardcore. And I mean, I am a min-max in the sense that I go for efficiency, but I don't min-max for boss versatility. You need 2 ingredients, and I've only got 1. One of the ingredients is the deck and gear synergy, and the other ingredient is your actual skill level in terms of button mash, action game functionality. And I don't have that. I'm far too old, and my reaction time is not fast enough. I can't do that. I just can't do it. And so, like you see, that there was a video of a guy who was doing the troll boss naked.
Yeah.
Because and yeah, if you are able to, if you've got the ping, which I don't in Europe, and the latency to time and jump and avoid all of his attacks, a very skilled player can do that without the gear. I'm the opposite way. I am not skilled at the button mash. I have to rely on my stats and my gear to kind of carry over and make up for the shortcomings that I have in that regard. Somebody who's got both, I don't know if you've ever grouped with Mac. He's ridiculous because he's both a skilled player and he's got the XP investment to really make the skills go nuts, and that's why he is so effective at everything he does, because he's got both ingredients. I would say I'm not bad. I mean, I'm not completely inept at hitting the buttons, but I'm not pro at it at all.
Gotcha. And after this cycle, I'm gonna have to go. It's getting pretty close to 2 a.m.
Yeah, you want to know what time it is here?
Way earlier.
6:45. That's fine. I just figured I'd take you out here. We can continue our conversation and get some XP. I don't know how much XP you've gotten here because I'm training stuff, so I'm not really paying attention. But hopefully...
I'm actually not training anything right now, and I got almost close to 1 million here.
That's not bad, is it? Well, this is what I'm going to be doing for the next few days, so...
Well, on that note, Chris is going to be pushing hard. I read it on the forums from Chris. He's going to be pushing hard to extend double XP because of the instruments being all screwed up. Basically, all the screw-ups on this patch.
Yeah, because, like, a lot of people couldn't play at all.
With the devotionals and all that.
Well, with the devotionals, the instruments, and the damage reduction nerf on top of it, there was, like, on launch day, there was a lot of people in guild chat that were just kind of like, what the hell? I've been looking forward to the double XP, and I've logged on and I can't grind because everything kills me. This sucks, So I think that's good of him to try and extend it.
He didn't make any promises. He just said he's going to push for it. And I think instruments are going to be changing from what the norm is, because his exact words were people with macros were abusing it. And a lot of people said we'll get rid of those people with macros.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to agree that if something is being abused by people who are using a script, then the people using a script need to be banned. Not change it so that nobody can use the damn thing anymore. That's kind of a shitty solution, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, there was problems with one of the main reasons why you can't mine anywhere without having to fight constantly is because so many people were just macro mining, so they had to put monsters in there to diminish the ability for someone to just make a low-level character and just, AFK the mine, if you will.
Yeah, but that's not really a solution to the problem. You're just...
But like I said, the solution to the problem should be, if people are doing that, then, and I know that they don't want to necessarily have to invest a lot of time and resource policing the game, but you need to invest some time policing the game. Making a change to frustrate a botter that also frustrates active players is a bad fix. I mean, like, we saw people were botting, water gathering from wells, because it used to cost 4 gold to buy a bucket of water, or it cost 8 seconds to get a bucket of water out of the well by clicking on it. Now, if you worked that out, it ended up being like a couple thousand gold an hour that you could actually make macroing water. So for an active player to sit there clicking that button over and over again, it was not a lucrative use of their time, because anything else they were doing would have been a better use of an hour than just humping the well. So people macro it. And I mean, honestly, I feel like in 20 years of gaming, I have found that people don't tend to macro unless the content is that boring or repetitive or just, hateful, that macroing seems the best solution. If you make the gameplay more engaging and more interesting, people won't feel the need to macro. But when you have something like clicking a single button to pull a bucket of water one at a time out of a well, that is just a shit mechanic. And so obviously people are going to macro it. They're going to macro. I mean, why wouldn't they? Because it's shit. So then what happened was, because people were macroing and they didn't necessarily want to ban people from the game for well macroing, they changed the price of water from 4 down to 2. So now, even though people still do water macro, it's still a thing. It's even less lucrative than before. It's really not worth it. It's not worth risking your account. So people have bought a second account to use as a water boy. And they even name these characters things like Water Boy. It's hilarious. But I figure, do you know what? If they stand there and gather water all day, it's not upsetting the economy that much, and it's another $35 for Portularium from the game purchase. So live and let live. I'm not worried about that. What I am more worried about is people who are macroing the silver mines.
I'm kind of done for the night, so I'm actually teleporting back to town to drop everything off.
Who are sitting there just netting, or
gonna say my goodbyes to the guild, and then head on out.
That shit needs to get stamped out, and we do find that the devs are very active in stamping that out. There's been a lot of also people who exploit. They are reasonably good at catching that. I just think that they need to consider what kind of activities people are macroing, and then perhaps make them a little bit more fun.
What if you turn mining into a minigame?
User left your channel.
Mining's already a minigame. You don't. You're experiencing ACryInShame at the minute because of double XP, but we have all sorts of games that we play while we mine.
I just mean, like, if you were to change the actual act of mining, like when you clicked it to mine, that it would open up like a mini game menu, and you had to do a mini game. We were mining the actual ore out of the material, like out of the rock and whatnot. Then 1, it would be more fun to do. 2, it'd be a lot harder to macro that. So it's like you could probably solve all the issues that you've been talking about. Instead of adding more mobs, just turn it into a mini game so that it takes effort to do it.
Well, and I mean, a lot of games have done different things to try and do that. For example, one of the things that makes Shroud very macroable for mining is that the nodes are in static locations.
Yeah.
So once you know that it's 8 steps forward, turn right 16 degrees, it's programmable. Also, you have to consider that macros today are not what they were some years ago. Some years ago, you could create a macro that would do a key press or click the mouse on a certain part of the screen. But nowadays, macros have AI. They're able to recognize targets, and I mean, it's ridiculous. So I mean, you really have to be clever to police against that level of script. Particularly if you've got people who are running multiple accounts in tandem. I mean, like for me personally, I have 2 accounts, and my ability to actively mine on both accounts it's limited by my attention span and my multitask capability. So I mean, I've built my alt in such a way that she's got this giant scorpion that follows her around, and most of the time if she gets attacked, the scorpion will go kill whatever it is and can usually deal with it. I have to pay attention, or she will die if something decides to start shooting her and my scorpion's otherwise engaged. So it's not something that I can idle by any means, but I can pay little enough attention to it, I guess, that I can do it on 2 accounts at once. But that is me actively engaged doing it 2 accounts at once, But I expect that there are people who can build characters in order to cooperate with whatever script they're running. Do you know what I mean?
No, there's always going to be some botting of some sort. It's always going to be a case, but it's not a case of saying, oh, I'm going to then change it to make it so that, it's going to be impossible to bot. No, because someone's going to find a way to bot it. it's more of a case of limiting the use of it, because right now, and I have done this, I will admit to the fact that I have used a macro before, and it was super easy. Like, it took me like 10 minutes to set it up.
And that's the thing, like, I don't object to people, if you wanted to set up a macro to hit a practice dummy, you're not upsetting anybody by doing that. You know what I mean? You're using
I was doing the
non-XP.
water macro that we mentioned earlier.
You know, and or if you're getting water, again, you are not causing a dramatic upset to the game. But if you are, you know, grinding cash and XP and ore that's getting put into the economy, that is affecting other people. And I mean, like, you know, if somebody wants to set up a macro to press 1 every now and then so that they can train a skill on a dummy while they're cooking dinner, I don't care. I don't think anyone cares, to be honest. But, you know, if somebody who's got a heal bot macro to follow them around, that's kind of pushing it, you know?
Yeah.
I wish I could have a macro for all my tanning.
See, and that's
refining.
The refining stuff too. Like, if I don't know if you remember back from you know, Star Wars Galaxy days, but macroing in that was actually built in, and so when you were doing stuff like grinding out crafting, like, it was click a button, walk away, come back in an hour.
Well, see, the point of having refining take as long as it does is so that basically your character is tied up, so that your economic impact, your XP gain potential is all temporarily frozen in the act of refining. That's the purpose of having it. Otherwise, there'd be no progress bar. There wouldn't be a reason for it. The idea is to take your character out of commission while you're refining. And I found that with the amount of crap that I harvest, I was having to spend 25 hours a week humping the refining table, which I just found to be absurdly excessive. So I bought another account, and I have a character whose job it is, that's the main purpose of my alt, is to sit in town and refine. And I run her on my second monitor, and every 3 minutes, when she finishes doing a batch, I set her doing another one. It's not macroing. I do it manually, but I could easily see somebody setting up 10 computers to have a refining sweatshop with scripts. I could totally see it being
Oh,
done.
I could see that. I got turned in because I stand at a table for hours at a time, but I'm actually behind the computer. Gix showed up, and I waved to her, and she goes, "Oh, you're alive." I said, "Yep."
I mean, I've had devs show up as well when I've, you know, refined 7,000 ingots at a sitting.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
can see that.
And they're like, and I'm like, no, I'm here. I mean, I'm not here constantly. I set it going for the 2.5 minutes that it used to take to do a 20 batch,
Yeah.
and then wander off. But, you know, but this is what I mean by, if they made the content more engaging, people would not feel the need to do it AFK. The formula tends to be either make it an idle activity by making it AFKable, or make it interesting.
Right.
But if you make it
So macro is like a
and
bot.
active, then people
So
will macro it.
a macro
Every day
is
they're gonna macro it.
basically
And I agree with
you
saying
input
that
commands onto your keyboard and your mouse, like where you click on your screen and such,
7,000 high.
and then
Do it.
it'll record
Yeah,
all of those
but
actions that you take,
press
and then the macro will
and
repeat
you're still out
all
the
those
same
actions that
amount
you
of time.
take. That's
But,
a macro.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
A bot,
that's the thing is, like,
which
you
is
know,
basically a
because
robot,
Squad and I play together, we kinda use
will
each other
actually
for this.
find
So,
and
if I decide
analyze
I need to
what's
go
going
to
on in the game or on your screen,
he will
and then put the
hit buttons
input based on what
every
it
3 minutes,
sees.
he'll queue up
So
20
for
more
instance,
ingots or
you know,
whatever.
if I were to
So
use a
we're
macro,
able
I
to
could state,
do
all right, I'm going to
that
walk up this
side.
far, I'm going
Or
to
if
hold
he's
right
gonna
click
go
and move like
and,
this,
you know,
move
do
up this
something,
far,
he's gonna
hold
go
right
paint his
click,
models or
move
whatever,
like
he'll leave his
this,
character stood
and
there,
the
I'll
macro
go
would
over to
repeat
his
that,
keyboard and
because
press
it
the button.
recorded what I
But that's
did.
what I mean is, like,
But like
people
a
don't
bot
have
will go,
a
oh
person for
look,
that.
I'm looking
And
at the
essentially, you know,
screen,
why
I
can't
see
your character
there
be
is
refining
a
the craft
person
while
here,
you're cooking
it's a
dinner?
vendor
You know,
here, so
either
I'm going
make
to
it
walk
more
over
AFK
to
or
that
make it
vendor,
less.
click on
Because
that
if you make it
vendor,
that it requires
and then
content
see what
and
the
it's
and then
boring,
record all the information from that vendor.
Correct, which I haven't, because
Which I'm pretty sure there's bots that exist that do that, that go around finding all the vendors and recording all the information so that people know what they want to buy, kind of thing.
Because I work from
But yeah, that's the difference between the difference between the two. Like Miga's going through and clicking and like repeating stuff. That's the macro, where a bot will actually analyze the data and take action based on what they have.
Don't have that ability. You know, you've only got a few hours to play in the evening after work. You're not going to want to spend it just sat at a bench. You know, you can make it more interesting by, you know, watching Netflix while you do it. But I think that's a flaw in design if you have to distract yourself from the game with other crap because the game is not satisfying your fun. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna mute real quick here. I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone on my stream.
Are you going to bed?
Possibly.
Alright.
Sound muted.
Well, everyone, they're not muted. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I enjoyed running around and everything, but it's been like 4 hours streaming now, hasn't it? It has been 3 hours and 55 minutes streaming. So yeah, it's almost 4 hours now streaming. I only expected to do 2 hours streaming. I was gonna hit to like midnight, maybe 1 maximum, but now it's now 2 o'clock in the morning, and I have to be up and driving in like 6 hours. 6, 7, 8. So yeah, 6 hours. So for now, this is ACryInShame signing out. So long, everyone. Thank you for joining me in the stream. I try to stream every week on Friday or Saturdays, depending on what's going on. May is going to be kind of tough because, like I said, graduation season, so I'm going to try to stream when I can. I do recordings on YouTube. I'm pretty sure wifey's already on the whole thing of typing on all the stuff. So that's what she does. That's what she does. But yeah, so thank you for joining me. Appreciate the follows. Some of the new follows we got today were from EDS. That was a new follow. Shim, I cannot pronounce that worth the life of me. Was a new follow. Sean Butts was a new follow, and Sales 101 was a new follow. I think we have a few more here that are not showing up on my thing here. No new subscribers today, no worries there. And no donations today, but once again, not a big issue. I play to have fun and for your guys' entertainment. I don't expect any donations or anything, but they're always nice to have because it helped me do more with the channel and just helps out. I think last month we got the whole $20 mark that I have above my head here, so that was cool. It also was my birthday month too, which is kind of neat. That actually worked out pretty well. But yeah, so for now, this is ACryInShame. Thank you very much for joining me today, and have a good night. Sleep well. Let me see if I can find somebody to host. I spread the love, and game just closed out on me too. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I think my computer more or less froze on me. I can't seem to reload. Oh, there we go. Okay. I think Shroud of the Avatar is like it was closing whatever it's doing is messing up. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can host a smaller stream. Share the love. There'll be another Shroud of the Avatar streamer. So if you want to stick around and watch them, be sure to share the love. Here's one. Noob tries to play a new game. Alright, well here's one. Here's a person who hasn't played before. Who's new to the game, so we'll go ahead and host them. Why not? Show a bit of love. Your name is Day One Patch. Interesting name there, buddy. I should be able to do host Day One Patch. Or I have to do a raid, don't I? It's a raid when I'm actually streaming. Did that work? Are we raiding? I don't think that worked. That did work. Okay, cool. Yay, it's working! Raid commencing! Commencing the raid! See you guys.